This is the Bears Barroom Radio Network, and we're brought to you by the Verdoliak Law Group, fighting insurance companies since 1963, and BetChicago.com, your source for all of Chicago's sports and betting news. Hey, Bears girl, what's your favorite jingle of all time?
Well, although I've got to say, it's the Kit Kat one.
Give me a break, give me a break, break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. Oh yes, I'm loving it. Memorable, catchy, and instantly connects with the brand.
You know who else is looking for a memorable jingle? TickSplits.com, and they're willing to give away a free ticket to the Chicago Bears Green Bay Packers game for a good one.
I knew that. A ticket to the game, and we'll set up a meet and greet with the winner and members of the barroom and other barflies. It will be fun. Bears go, give our listeners some of the particulars while I try to come up with some Tick Splits sample jingles. Like, for instance, how about this one? Like a good ticket broker, Tick Splits is there.
Please, although, no, that's not a good one. No. Okay, here's what you need to do, Bears fans and barflies. Step 1. Record an amazing, catchy 10 to 30 second jingle for Tick Splits to use on their social media promos. It can be audio only or a video entry. Step 2. Submit it via Twitter and make sure you tag both at Bears Barroom and at Tick Splits. Step 3. Send a copy via email to marketing@ticksplits.com. That's marketing@TIXBLITZ.com with Bears Barroom in the subject line. Contest runs from November 19th until December 5th, and the winner will be announced on December 10th. Full contest details are available on bearsbarroom.com.
All right, you gave me an idea for another one. TIXBLITZ.
No.
Nothing like that?
No.
How about this one? You deserve some tickets today, so get up and call Tick Splits.
No, please make sure that you're not using any trademarks or copyright infringements. Be creative, and as Matt Nagy says, be you. So head over to Bears Barroom for all the details. Submit as often as you want. Just please make them better than all those.
Some may find the following disturbing. Discretion is advised.
Hey yo, Bobby just told me this
Look at his orange pants blogger.
For 15 years he's blogged on the Bears. He's a bougie little bitch with a fake soy sauce and shit.
Fake ass
He makes money off sheep, but who cares? Yo, well, the ball flies know it and they ain't afraid to show it. Gotta speak the truth, though you might as well blow it. Don't make sense to smash your team. You're taking whiskey, ends in wet dreams. You're just a fraud, you're just a fake, and it shows with your shitty ass name. Never paid to go on a show. Got called out by Greg Gabriel. Hey now, you're a blog star. That's what you say, so you say you get paid. Hey now, Mr. Blogstar, we got the sources. What's the shitty take? All we ask you to do
Just come on 100 proof.
is come on 100 proof, but no one's gay.
Just come on 100 proof.
Yo, he says the blog is growing, no truth he's showing that you don't know the blog.
He knows
That's no
Bears
peace blowing.
Barroom.
Talks to execs and sources daily, but they're just the same as you and me. He won't come on, he thinks he's great. Go on 100 proof and have a debate. He's never paid to go on a show. Not smart to call out Aldo. Hey now, Mr. Blogstar, next a game on, never get late. Hey now, Mr. Blogstar, we'll pull the curtain on the little charade. All we want you to do is come on 100 proof, but someone is gay. Yeah.
Just come on 100 proof. Surprise, motherfucker. He knows Bears Barroom. What GM would be talking to the blog? I want to know.
Phil, next thing you know, he's blaming Canada.
Hey now, he's the Blogstar, gets his game on, he gets paid. Hey now.
And Eddie Jackson just has an eye for that ball, doesn't he? It's awesome to see.
I was asked about this. Everybody that he reminds you of, you played with or against, some of them.
I've never seen anything like him. He can cover the entire field, it seems like sometimes, and he knows how to get the ball in his hands, and when he gets that ball in his hands, he can make his way to the end zone. So it's awesome. And I also told him that we're, not going to do any more of those celebrations where we're doing down ups. But I was all for the Motown. We can do that. Fun bit for you guys. If you guys go back and look at the video, you can see how bad of a dancer Roquan Smith is. So just take a look. Take a look. You'll be entertained.
Was Mac in the corner too?
I'm sorry?
Mac was in the corner too.
Mac was in the corner too. So you saw it. A lot of guys with no rhythm, you know.
Front was good.
Myth busting. But.
Na. A Bears ballroom, they're the ones that fight for truth. Bears are alive or 100 proof, even if the Bears win or lose. A Bears ballroom, they're the ones that fight for truth. Bears are alive or 100 proof, no matter if the Bears win or lose. Yo, first, the smartest man, no tweets he's ever missing. Impossible, the mission, call out frauds with precision. A Bears 100 proof, these days is #1 Adora. Slaying dumb tweets, cross-eyed like Contora. Never one to back down to call a fraud a lemon. Wazram, no doubt, Miller's asterisk ending. Cheers, Bears fans. The fire Puerto Rican barkeeping for Chicagoland. He's the godfather, the one, the real producer. Always keeping the show together with the voice that will seduce us. Risking out a Firefox, the old timer never stops. IPA, drafts, malts, crafts, barkeep takes the shots. No deny. Bomb flies appreciated worldwide. Canada, Scotland, England, Brazil, Mexico, and Dubai. Dr. Phil is the guy, the one to realize that the barroom needed a show with an endless shoot supply. Go big coat for the narrative on color, brought the Jasons of campaign for Mitchell. Now I'm the standing up for the truth. You know your boy's a little guy. These media heads won't give us credits up to the bar flies. Flies. Fuck a fraud in his keyboard, Twitter tough guys surround us. Raining truth on the Bears worldwide, bar flies astound us. This is the #1 pod, that's the reality of the truth. And if you don't know us by now, Bears 100 proof. A Bears ballroom, they're the ones that fight for truth. Bears are alive or 100 proof.
For a while, people were saying that we weren't a very good football team. And now on this side, you got people that, you know, hopping on the bandwagon and saying, oh, man, I've been a Bears fan since I was 12. And it's awesome. And those are out there, right? There are people that have been riding with us through the whole thing. But it's nice to be in this position. You just got to be grateful.
Cheers, Bears fans! This is Bears 100 Proof, and you just heard Akeem Hicks talking to the media on Tuesday about Eddie Jackson and about how grateful he is that the Bears are finally getting fans believing in them again. My name is Aldo Gandia. I serve the drinks here, but don't you worry, the stars of this nightclub act are here, and they are, of course, Draft Dr. Phil Atoshan and Shane, the smartest man in the barroom, Marsaw. Our guest tonight is Adam Hoge. He will join us briefly, and later an interview with Bears offensive lineman Rashaad Coward. We have got quite the jam-packed show. We've got our regular features, Bear Up, Bear Down, and Tweets of the Week. Let me welcome the stars, Shane and Phil. How are you, brothers?
Doing great.
We're doing? Who's Rashaad Coward?
I know, I messed up his name.
Fucking Shea McClendon, dang. It's the good old days back at Bears Barroom.
He's back. He's back.
I mixed it and I heard Rashaad and I said, shit, I don't have time to fix it.
That was nice of me to point it out, though.
Thank you.
Rashaad.
I appreciate that. Well, I got to tell people that we pre-recorded that interview with Rashaad Coward, and I was really impressed with the guy and impressed with his story, where he came from, how he got to where he is, and big things ahead for that young guy. And you guys did a really tremendous job interviewing him, so that's going to be something for all our listeners to look forward to.
Yeah, we kind of put him on the spot there a couple of times, and he really brings it.
Didn't help that I was late to the interview.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
Thought the dude was dead. Phil and I were going crazy.
We had the interview scheduled for 12 p.m. Central, and at about 12:05, I hear my phone ringing in the distance as I'm sleeping away.
Shane's like, there's no fucking way Aldo could fuck this up. There's no fucking way he could Josh Bellamy this fucking shit. He can't drop balls like this, Phil.
You're fucking Cody. You got fucking Cody Parkey over here.
Where the fuck is this motherfucker?
Oh man, I don't blame you at all. That was very unprofessional of me.
No, then he goes, well, his mom. Yeah. Then Shane calms down. I love this passion out of the smartest man. Usually it's me. Out
role reversal.
Yeah, Phil was just sitting back.
Where the fuck is everybody?
Totally quiet, non-responsive.
So calm.
He wasn't saying anything. He's like, "It's all right, Shane. He'll be here."
I was your shoulder.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, it was definitely all me kicking and screaming. That's for sure.
That's crazy. I don't blame Shane. He was the one that set up the interview and all that stuff, and here I am blowing it by fucking sleeping during the start of it.
And Phil's like, "Fuck it, get his info. We'll fucking do it ourselves. We'll go live.
We'll go
live.
Do it fucking live."
There we go. What do you guys think about what Akeem said? There is a certain air, something in the air about this team, the fun that they're having, the way they're performing, and so forth. This is a special time to be a Bears fan, right?
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, this is what we've been waiting for this whole time since we, crossed each other's paths in this Bears barroom, forum that we've been putting out there for the last 4 years, and you even longer, Aldo. It's just, it makes every
he always
day.
Takes that shot.
Got to.
And you since 1912. Aldo.
No. I didn't mean like that. I meant
we've been following the team since the 30s.
I didn't mean it like that. I was saying that he's been involved with the bar room and NFC North bar room before Phil and I were, but thanks, Phil.
I'm just kidding.
I've been following this team since 67, 68, man.
Yeah.
And most of those seasons have been sad ones, man, forgettable ones.
And you know how it goes. Thanksgiving was that much better because the Bears pulled out that win.
Yep.
Not the women in our lives can't understand why it affects us so much. And I was sitting there, and I'm like, if we blow this fucking game, my fucking Thanksgiving's ruined. My family's healthy, beautiful. Everybody's doing good. But I'm like, fucking Bears lose. It's going to ruin it for me.
Yeah. What's sad is, and Phil, I'd like you to comment on this. I wonder if there are some players who care as much as we do.
Definitely there are some players, but I think
not all.
You think you're going into that place, Aldo, where I'm going to give you the truth. There are some fucking guys that they don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really the difference what I was saying on BHL with this team when I was combating a little bit. Jeff, I could sense Jeff's jealousy. Mm-hmm. It's like I got the most beautiful woman in the club, and Jeff's like, yeah, she's all right. I mean,
yeah. You guys got Khalil Mack. Well, we got Snacks Harris.
I love Jeff too. But
talking about Jeff Risden, who was on Bears Hour Live on Monday night. Go ahead, Phil.
Yes, Jeff is tremendous, class act. I love him, but it was funny because the audience could sense exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
You heard. And Shane texted me that this morning too, and I felt it. It was funny, and I know that's how it came off. But this team has that energy, Aldo.
They do.
Everybody. I mean, we've been talking about it since last year and years before. Like, get rid of the cancer. Got to get the right coach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. If you're not going to fucking pull the audio, I have to say it. I talked about this shit since I came back to Bears Barroom.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is the coach. The issue is the fucking coaching. A fucking used car real estate salesman says fucking coaching doesn't fucking matter. Then he wants to have his own fucking podcast and have some fucking fist fights on it or something. Like a wrestling. I don't know what the fuck. But the reality is, I talk to you about it, you hear it, Shane has doubled down. Aldo has doubled down. We started to mold this Bears Barroom into the understanding that positivity through doing the right things happen. I mean, if Shane didn't call every fucking free agent move and draft pick with Danny and Shane and me and doing the it's over and over and over again. So it's like one of the barflies from Germany said to me, he wrote me a nice little letter. He's like, you guys don't get enough credit. You're on top of it. And the fucking guys that are the beat guys are listening to you to help them get it. And and that's really why Aldo believed in this shit. We did something different, like you said, and players have bought into the coach. He's changed the culture. Mm-hmm. So that guy that, got paid like Kyle Fuller, and everyone was like, "Well, we'll see what he gets when he gets paid, Aldo. I don't know." Or Eddie Goldman, he's kind of heavy. If he gets paid, I wonder how much food he'll eat. This is what you always are dealing with, the fucking negative. Mm-hmm. Gets me so fired up. So when you see a coach that brings positivity and the importance of coaching playing out every week, the energy, there's no one in that dark place that's sitting in the corner saying, what about fucking me? And when they were like that, they didn't fucking dress. Number 11 sat and watched the fucking games. Mm-hmm. And that's how you coach in today's society. You respect the player. You respect the job, number one. You respect the fact that everybody's family's on the line. So if you don't love the game, get those guys out. And that's what Ryan Pace, and to Jeff's credit, he said it. Finally, you see your GM and your head coach walking step for step, getting the right players in here. Roquan Smith, Khalil Mack. I mean, the guy got paid more than anybody and plays harder than anybody. So what does that say to that asshole that fucking goes on Instagram and shoots his fucking Maserati when he only has money for a fucking Civic, a Honda Civic? What does that say? You're fucking not going to be paid forever in this game. So don't fucking buy a fucking Maserati or whatever the fuck he bought. What did he buy, Shane?
He had a Bentley, right?
A Bentley, thank you.
Who are you guys talking about? Is this Bellamy?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just Bellamy and Cravon LeBlanc. Like the fucking Bentley's going with you after you play football?
LeBlanc was an undrafted free agent. He was a pretty much, you might as well call him a bottom of the roster guy because he ended up getting cut. Right. Fucking driving around in a fucking Bentley.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah. It's just those kind of guys, like we were like, whoa. I thought LeBlanc was going to make this team. I thought they're gone for a reason because I think of what you're saying. Thanksgiving Day. At 12 days. They played 3 games, won all 3 in David Hawes' fucking face.
Yeah.
Right?
Why did he say that about David Haw? Did he predict that they were going to lose or something?
Well, he was out there.
What is his name? Go ahead.
What?
Falafel.
Yeah, falafel.
Abdallah.
No, David Haw was killing pace, and then now he's saying, if you really analyze this Bears roster, yes, he did spend big on Khalil Mack. He spent money on Akeem Hicks, but this entire roster really is draft driven, and that's what he wanted to do. And I'm like, dude, we're fucking. You're saying that now after we're 8-3?
So anytime we're winning, Shane, that's what the kid from fucking Germany, they fucking make great cars over there too, don't they? Yeah. fucking Mercedes, Volkswagen. They understand it. The process is, you said it, Shane. Build through the draft, Phil. He's got to build. You got to trust him. Mm-hmm. We're always going to be critical.
Well, the most other than hiring Pace and obviously you got to get the head coach right, but to me it all started when he went after the quarterback. That's when the ship started to steer away from the iceberg.
Nobody else said quarterback. No one else said quarterback. Bears Barroom said quarterback. I'm fired up tonight.
Sounds
because, yeah, I am.
It's almost like you love yourself some Phil.
No, I love myself some Bears Barroom. The fact of the matter is, if you can't fit it in the fucking Sun-Times, make the margin fucking wider. Just fucking do it. Or make the font smaller. Because Bears Barroom, I mean, fans from around the world that listen in, seriously. It's not. This is like history. You can't delete it.
I can just hear Mike North going.
That's got to be a drop.
You got to get this snore drop. It's the truth.
It is.
Aldo, you fought for months about a guard. Look what your guard is doing over there, but look what we have here. You got Roquan and you got James Daniels. James Daniels might be your second best offensive lineman on the whole team, and he's just turned 21. And you're in an 8-3 football team. An 8-3 football tem. Ryan Pace turned it around. The whole narrative. It's going to take Mitchell 2 to 3 years to understand this offense. I'm telling you right now. So I'm going to predict a record of 7-9 in July. All right. Now they're all flip-flopping. That's what you're talking about with Hall. He flip-flop on Pace. He crucified him. The fuck you paying Khalil Mack for? You giving up all this draft capital. Why'd you trade up for Mitch Trubisky? What are you doing? Why do you need a quarterback? No one else wanted that fucking quarterback. I know. What do you know? What does your gut tell you?
You know how they did. You know how they didn't know, because nobody fucking knew what Pace was doing when he drafted Trubisky.
Fucking head coach didn't
know.
But Aaron Lemming
soon to be fired.
He guessed. What did he guessed? Chris Ballard at 11:04 in the morning. All reports to me. My source tells me it's gonna be Ballard. And fucking 1:48, the temperature changed. It's like, I'm hearing that it's right. Let's cover all our fucking bases. Louis Riddick might be involved.
It's 30 minutes past the hour. Let me see if I can get Mr. Adam Hoge on the line. It sounds like a DJ there, right?
Remember, Adam, when I told you tag Kyle Fuller no matter what?
That's hilarious.
That's true. I forgot about that.
It's true. And we got onto a debate.
I think that Adam Hoge has joined us. Is that correct?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Hey, Adam, it is Aldo Gandia, Shane Marsaw, and Draft Dr. Phil are also with us.
Yo.
And before we start anything, we got a little special, something a little special for you to hear before we start our interview.
Bears Bar Room, 100 proof. Give it up as we welcome back the stronger and more handsome of the two Adams, the badass motherfucker from WGN Radio and the Hogan Johns podcast, making his return to 100 proof. Say hello to the former Badger. It's Adam Hoge.
There he is.
Adam,
good.
How about those production values? We're stepping up in the world, aren't we?
That's pretty good. I don't know about stronger. I think Johnsy would probably object to that, but definitely more handsome.
We ran a poll, Adam, and 95% of Barfly Nation Bears fans voted for you as the more handsome Adam.
Nice. Nice. You get smart fans.
Yeah.
Smart and good. 8 out of 10 dentists agree.
Adam, how are you and the family? How's the little guy doing? Catch us up on what's going on.
Yeah, just recently went to bed like 90 seconds ago, just in time for this. No, yeah, everything's, for the most part, everything's pretty good.
Good.
And yeah, not much to complain about right now.
Excellent. Well, thanks very much for making some time for us. I'm going to turn it over to Shane and Phil. They're going to talk football with you, and I will be monitoring in case, in case Trump drops some bombs or something. I'll be
jeez. Oh, no. Hey, Adam, thanks for coming on with us. I guess we might as well just talk about it right off the bat. Are you hearing anything about Mitch, and what do you think he's going to be the guy this weekend versus the Giants?
Yeah, it's been pretty silent since last week, and they were obviously off all weekend, coaches included. So, I know that Nagy hadn't even really seen Mitch over the weekend, and we didn't see him today. Hallis Hall is finally back open for us for a little bit today at locker room, and there was no sign of him. So it's sort of a guessing game. We'll probably get a better idea tomorrow because they'll return to practice, and we'll know whether or not he practices or not. That'll tell us a lot. Right now I think it's a pain tolerance situation, and really only Mitch knows how much pain he's in. And then I think from once they can evaluate where he's at tomorrow and Thursday, then you start to get into conversations about whether or not it's worth playing him on Sunday. So I think those conversations and the determination will be ongoing.
When you look at Trubisky's performance, Adam, so far this season, I've done a series called The Tape Never Lies on YouTube, breaking them down. I don't know if you've seen it, but we look at this guy, we see an ascending football player. A lot of the stat scouts and bloggers and writers were saying it's going to take 2 to 3 years for him to be successful. I've seen, like I said, an ascending football player. I believe that this football player is a difference maker that's being overlooked, not only by the national media about his importance to this football team, but in the city of Chicago. I know you are not that guy. I'll keep that 100 here. What do you see, though, in this football player, in this offense?
Well, I think you saw on Thanksgiving that the Bears need Mitch Trubisky. Now, that doesn't mean that the Chase Daniel didn't do everything that you want your backup quarterback to do. He certainly did. He didn't turn the ball over. He operated the offense efficiently and smoothly, and made key throws when he needed to. But last week I was calling Chase Trubisky light because he really is actually a very similar quarterback in style and the way he operates this specific offense that he knows well. But it's just every single category that you have for Mitch that he does well, Chase just does it a little bit less, if you get what I mean. He's a little bit shorter, doesn't have quite the same arm strength. He can move, but he's not quite as athletic or as fast. So he can do all the same things Mitch does, but not quite to Mitch's level, which the point I'm getting at is when you saw that on Thursday and you saw that, okay, yeah, the Bears have a good enough backup quarterback, which is great, and it's really important, and you give Ryan Pace credit for that. You realize, though, that he's not Mitch Trubisky, that Mitch has all of those things I just mentioned at a pretty high level. Now, what he needs to do is just get more experience, put it all together, consistently make more accurate throws and continue to make the right decisions. But I think anybody who has watched this team from week one has seen the growth, and certainly compared to last year has seen an immense amount of growth. And I think the Bears are in good shape at the quarterback position. So it's going to be an ongoing deal. I think what's unhealthy is to continually compare him to Patrick Mahomes for two reasons. One is that making final decisions about any quarterback at this point in middle of year two, especially when one of those quarterbacks barely even played last year in Mahomes, I think is just way too premature. And on the other side, it honestly doesn't matter if Mahomes is better than Trubisky in the long term if Trubisky's still good. If the Bears win a Super Bowl with Mitch Trubisky, I don't see why it matters how good Patrick Mahomes is. He may go on to be a Hall of Famer. That's fine. But if the Bears have their own good starter and they're winning with him, that's fine. Then they made a good draft pick. That it worked out.
Adam, last time we had Jan, we were kind of taking little shots at Dowell Loggins and some of the comments that he would make in the post-game press conferences and things like that. How has it been for you guys that are there every day, dealing with Nagy? Has it been a refreshing change, going from Dowell and John Fox to a guy like Matt Nagy? I mean, of course, we're not there, but just even watching it from afar, it just seems, just as a fan, it seems refreshing that he's so much more open and willing to talk X's and O's and explain things and really open up. Is that something that you guys notice too, that are there every day?
Yeah, no question. I mean, that started pretty much right away, and then you're wondering throughout the off season, how will this continue once the real game starts? And it has. Now they've also won a lot, which helps. It helps a lot, no matter who the coach is. But I still thought, we kind of lose sight because the Bears are 8-3. Of how catastrophic that Week 1 loss actually was in the moment. In the moment. Now you zoom out, and I think there's some arguments to be made that maybe that actually helped this team rally together and come back stronger and learn from that. But in the moment and in the aftermath of that loss to the Packers in Week 1, I think you learned a lot about the team, and I think you learned a lot about the head coach because he didn't flinch. I mean, he really came back strong. Immediately after the game was candid and answered questions, and then the next day at House Hall, and then the following week. And I think that's a sign of a pretty strong head coach, confident head coach. And you have to also realize that that's his first game as a head coach in the National Football League, and they blow a 20-0 lead. And that's on the heels of the Chiefs blowing a lead in the playoffs that he took a ton of heat for. So, those are his last 2 games, and he was still open, honest, answered questions, has been candid throughout the season. And I don't want to say or make any grand conclusion like the way you talk to the media has anything to do with winning and losing, but I do think that the way a coach carries himself, there is crossover between standing at the podium with the media and how he portrays himself with the fan base, and also how that crosses over into the meeting rooms with the players when he's standing in front of the players. And because there's a certain authenticity with a head coach, and if the players don't believe in you, then you have a problem. And so I think what we're seeing with Matt Nagy is the fans are believing in him because he's getting up there and is not BSing anybody at the podium when he's talking to the media, and then inside House Hall with the players, that's obviously happening too. So it helps all around, no question.
Adam, when you look at this run game, obviously 38 yards, a lot of the running has been Mitch, and it's been dynamic, to be perfectly honest. I think nationally and locally, there's some sort of black eye to an athletic, mobile quarterback that, I compare him to a young Steve Young with the dynamic start and stop. I mean, some of the runs that he has put on tape this year are absolutely outstanding runs. I mean, I'm talking like a running back running and outrunning safeties and corners. It's just take it for granted. That being said, he has been dynamic. The run game, especially with my guy Jordan Howard, what is the issue there? I mean, I have my opinion, but I'm curious to hear what you guys are right, by the riverside of this offensive line coach and offensive coordinator.
Well, I mean, there's 2 separate things there. One, as far as Trubisky goes, I agree that I feel like there's been this sort of negative stigma put on him because he's running, with the ball. Like, he's bailing on the pass too soon. And this is not what's happening. I mean, it's not like I evaluate some of these quarterbacks coming out of college. It's not like he's one of these guys that is just one read and tuck it and go.
Right.
He's going through his progressions, and he's making the right reads, from going from touchdown to check down to tuck it and run. So I don't look at that as a negative at all. The only negative is the potential injury risk that it brings up. But as long as you're being smart, you can get away with it. And I would argue that the amount of plays he's made with his feet this year have added up to enough that it certainly offsets the fact that so far he's missed one football game and, could miss the second one this weekend. But I think if you went back and looked at all those key scrambling plays and key moments at first downs that he's compiled doing that, the payoff has been huge. You just want to avoid that catastrophic injury, which can happen on any play, even if you're just back in the pocket throwing the ball. So, that's the other thing you got to keep in mind. In terms of the whole running game, it's been a problem. It's one of the bigger weaknesses on this Bears team. And quite frankly, at times is kind of non-existent. Now, part of the reason why it's not the end of the world is because so much of this offense is built around short passes and sometimes, end arounds to Taylor Gabriel or Anthony Miller, extension of the running game, short passes. You've seen the little flip passes at times, the shovel pass. This is all like kind of new age running game. And Matt Nagy has managed to do a lot of that successfully with the playmakers that he has. And they've also, I think it also points to how impressive it has been through the air, too, at times, and what Mitch Trubisky has done without a running game, without being able to just hand the ball off.
Exactly.
Now, why it's been such a problem, I don't really know, because you would think with how much they're throwing the ball and how much of these other things you have to worry about from sideline to sideline, these short passes, these end arounds, all the motion pre-snap, you would think it would open up holes. And it's, for some reason, it's not. And all I can point to is that it's a matter of execution up front, and maybe sometimes scheme where they just are outnumbered, maybe a combination of both. But it's been pretty hard to really explain, and I don't think I'm doing a good job of it right now either. You watch the tape over and over again, and you just don't see any obvious answers, and I think that's the frustrating thing.
Well, it seems like there's a breakdown in one person's assignment on every running play, and then the repetition of running plays dissolves, so to speak. It's like, okay, now we're, Tariq stretches an outside zone. He should put his foot in the ground, hit it, and get 3. He runs it out of bounds. Now it's 3rd or 2nd and 12, and now we're throwing the football a lot. It's almost like, for me, after 36 years of watching the Bears, it's almost like an unknown course, a different charted course to watch this team, because I've never seen so much throwing and passing of the football. It's almost like I get so fired up, Adam, when I can't understand, like you, why they can't just solid block and let Jordan read the hole. It's almost like scheme, and fundamentally they continue to break down. And to your point, it is an issue to move into December, because they're going to need to run the ball. So it concerns me in that department.
Well, you're probably right and then maybe that's the best explanation, that the issues aren't consistent. Like, the problem isn't a consistent problem. It's not like, it's just the offensive line, or, it's specifically the right guard because Kyle Long's out. Look, for instance, last night I went back and watched the whole first half, the coach's tape of the first half of the Vikings game. And I can just think, without my notes in front of me right now, of like 5 different issues. One of them, Brian Witzman, the right guard, broke down, didn't take his block. Another one, Tariq Cohen bounced outside instead of going inside. Another one, Taylor Gabriel, I think on an end around had a wide open hole. Now, when I say wide open, I still think he only would have picked up 7 or 8 yards, but that's a good running play. That's a positive running play. And instead, he bounced it out to the outside. He ended up taking a loss of 3 and basically just ran out of bounds. So that's on the ball carrier. Sometimes they're outnumbered, which is a schematic thing. So I don't know if that's on Matt Nagy or perhaps Mitch Trubisky reading the front incorrectly and not checking to a pass play or vice versa, with whatever he's seen at the line of scrimmage. There just seems to be a number of different problems. The one guy who I can't really find an issue with is Jordan Howard himself. Like, I don't see anything that Jordan Howard's doing wrong. It's not
we
like
get an amen? Can we get an amen in the church?
Amen.
I'm just like, I love this dude. I always shout you out, man.
Well, if anything, Jordan Howard, I'll give him a lot of credit because if you watch him, he's always the first guy celebrating. He seems completely engaged. He doesn't like talking to the media very much, but that doesn't mean that he's not happy. I think some people have interpreted that as he's unhappy because he's not getting the ball. I base that more on body language on the field, and even that's tricky. I don't like doing that, getting back to the whole Jay Cutler era. But my point being, he's still in all these celebrations. And I put a play on Instagram last night from the same first half against the Vikings, where this guy's in there pass protecting on third down and took Eric Hendricks completely out of the picture. And Mitch ended up picking up the first down with his leg. So he's still fully invested. And when I go back and watch these running plays that aren't working, it's not like it's Jordan Howard who's the problem.
Adam, have you been surprised about when they pulled up Taquan Mizell? Have you been surprised at the usage of him as much of he hasn't been a huge part of the game plan, but he's played a lot. I mean,
last week he was third down.
Exactly. Yeah, I was just. Were you surprised by that at all? And I do have a second part, and if you want to answer both of them, is what is Mike Burton on this roster for?
Oh my! Thank you. Holy shit.
I am a little bit surprised. I thought they were pretty much bringing him up to be a kick returner.
Exactly. That's exactly what we said. Yeah.
Yeah, and sprinkling in him here and there. That's actually a decent question that I should bring up with Matt Nagy this week. To be honest, look, part of it.
We call him the smartest man, Adam.
The usage, it's really not that many plays. It just seems like a lot of plays because he's.
But they're crucial plays. Yeah, I mean they
a couple
threw to him at some big spots. Yeah,
had a touchdown on a freaking flare route on a pick. They picked up the flag.
Exactly. As for Mike Burton.
We keep it 100 here, Adam.
Can we get loose? You gotta be truthful, Adam. Come on.
Well, look, I think here's a kind of a bigger picture thing for the roster. The Bears roster, because they've managed to stay healthy and they have more depth. Mm-hmm. It's great to have the luxury to keep a fullback on your roster and pick and choose the games where you want to use him, where you feel like he can help you, or you can just keep him inactive. A lot of teams don't have that luxury. A lot of teams would just be like, oh, we're either a fullback team or we're not.
What play would Mike Burton help this team? I've challenged any follower or fan to put a play where he does something a fullback does. I mean, you went to Wisconsin, bro. So you had fullbacks there that would put their face into the linebacker's chest and get it going into the second. This guy, he looks like he's running a Chinese fire drill with dinosaur arms. I've never in my life, all my years of coaching, all my years of playing, have seen an NFL player as piss poor on starting games. I mean, he's stealing money. I'm keeping it 100, maybe saying things nod your head yes on video. But I'm just saying,
well,
Adam,
look,
I respect the shit out of you. We keep it 100 on this show. That's why we call it 100 proof. I've never seen a play, Adam, where he's done something positive, and that's the truth.
Well, what I would say is that I thought that actually last year he was somewhat valuable in that offense they were running, and played a lot better than he has this year. Now, the amount of plays, I don't have it in front of me, but the amount of plays he's actually been on the field this year hasn't been very much. I mean, he's been inactive for the majority of the games, and when he has been active, it seems like he's only out there like 3 or 4 times. So, look, the percentage of Matt Nagy's 1,000-play playbook, Michael Burton's maybe like 5% of that, if even that much. So he's not a huge part of his offense, and when he has been out there, I will agree. I mean, it's not a good thing when you're only out there for a couple plays and then you get the block on those plays. So it's been a small sample size, and unfortunately this year it hasn't been a great sample size. But I will tell you, going back to the training camp, going back to the preseason, I was kind of saying I hope they keep Michael Burton because he had been, what I thought up until this year, been a pretty decent fullback. The other part of this, and I'm not saying it matters a whole lot. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
Are you going Mitch roommate? Are you going Mitch roommate on us?
He is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, but that's part of the equation, I think. I mean, he's well respected within the locker room, and he's tight with Mitchell Trubisky, who's the QB1 here.
I'd rather sign Adam Johns to play fullback right now.
Who's the best basketball player on that media crew? I know you guys get together every once in a while and play hoops. Is it you, man. Adam?
Oh, my God. Can I guess Larry Mayer from 3?
No. I mean, you put me in an awkward spot here because I want to say myself, but that doesn't seem very humble.
Don't be. We're not humble on this show. Yeah. Have you noticed?
Can't you tell Phil is never humble?
let me just say that if you're going to do like a podcast, like 2-on-2, that Johnsy and I would smoke everyone.
Ooh.
Could we, me and the smartest man, play you guys?
There you go.
We come to town. We set it up. I'm serious.
Sometime
Wayne
in the off season, we got a little bit more time.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we'll do it in the
back
off season.
In college.
But didn't Johns miss the big? Didn't Johns miss the big basketball game? Wasn't he in Ireland or something like that?
Scotland?
Oh yeah.
He always bounces.
We needed him.
Yeah, he left you hanging.
He was too hungover.
Oh, he pulled an Air Jer.
Yeah.
Hey, Adam, if we do that basketball game, you and Adam Johns against Shane and Phil, I want you to sharpen up your elbows because it's going to be a physical contest. You got Shane, who's 6'2".
Yeah. No, I love Adam. Adam, I met him down in New England. My phone was dying. The guy gave me a charger. That's like in millennial times. That's like we're almost dating. We're almost dating. Now, Adam is. We keep it 100. I'll say this: when it comes to football analysis and fairness and articulating your football acumen, there's nobody better than you, bro. Now, I don't agree at all with what you said about Mike Burton. I'll keep it straight to your face. But I do tend to respect the shit out of this guy and how he carries himself. And I know Shane feels the same way, and so does Aldo, and our barflies love you. So I see you in the media asking the right question. So for me, who does this and analyzes and does all the tape work, I wanted to thank you personally for me. And these guys, I'm sure, feel the same way.
Without a doubt.
I appreciate that, guys.
And Adam, why don't you let people know where they can find you on Twitter and anything else you want to plug?
Yeah, sure. Twitter handle's easy, at Adam Hoge, Hoge. The hardest part of that is just spelling the last name correctly. But it's only 4 letters, Hoge. And you on Facebook, too, at facebook.com/Adam Hoge. And you can go directly to WGNradio.com/Bears for the things I write. The other thing I'd also like to mention, because you brought up my son right at the beginning, and I do some work with the 22Q Family Foundation. It is Giving Tuesday, and we're trying to raise some more money for 22Q, which not a whole lot of people know about, but it is a pretty common genetic disorder that more and more people are finding out about. And I should mention this: he is going to be on the other sideline, and is going to be a guy that the Bears are going to have to stop on Sunday, Saquon Barkley, but for his My Cause, My Cleats thing that he's doing, he's going to actually have 22Q cleats.
Nice.
And I didn't know this until today. He was on Good Morning America, but his niece has 22Q. So hopefully that goes a long way in spreading some more awareness, which I've been trying to do all month long, because November is 22Q Awareness Month. So if you'd like to help the cause and read more about it, it's probably easier just to read about than for me to go on a whole long spiel right now. But you can go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/Adam Hoge. You can donate right on there. And appreciate anybody listening to this that does that. Really do appreciate that, and I appreciate what you guys said as well. Put a lot of work into this, and it's all about the fans and everybody who consumes it, and that's why I try to interact as much as I do. Timing's tight, so I'm glad we could figure out a night to do this. But it's been a lot of fun, so I appreciate it.
Well, I got 3 favors.
Oh, Jesus.
Before you go, seriously. You ready? I got 3 wishes, that's all.
3 wishes.
These guys didn't say shit about you. It was me, by the way. So, so let me say this. 1, you need to get John Z to stop being a little biatch and come on the show.
Both of you together.
Because he's promised like 3 times. Oh, yeah, I'll get there. I'll do that. I don't like that, but I want you, Adam, give him that gentle push. Okay, that's 1. 2, I'm going to ask a favor. Can we play the Adam Hoge epic drop on your voicemail line?
I'll send you that, Adam. You can trash it or play it, or I don't know what you want to do with it. But
Are you kidding me? Like,
it was
that
good.
Is the greatest drop ever, bro.
It was good. And what's number 3? We got to get him out of here.
What? I didn't hear what he said, Al.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Adam. What did you say? Is that all right?
We can work it in somehow.
Okay, there you go. And then my last, can you do a radio IQ for us?
IQ.
ID.
IQ.
He's not the smartest man in here.
I am not. I'm only here for football takes, Adam. And I sing. The next time you come back, my promise, I'm going to have an Adam Hoge song.
Well, and Adam, I want to remind you that we have 7 Chicago Bears podcasts on our network, and Phil is not on all of them. So if you want to come back on one when he's not on, well, we can accommodate you. But yeah, if we can have you say goodbye by saying I'm Adam Hoge, and you're listening to Bears Barroom Radio, that would be awesome for us.
No problem. I'm Adam Hoge, and you're listening to Bears Barroom Radio.
There you go.
One take, Adam.
That's why he's one of the best in the business. Thank you, Adam, very much, and get some rest because it's going to be a busy week.
I'll see you in New York, Adam.
All right, sounds good, guys. Have a good night.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks, Adam.
All right, brother. What a great guy.
What an excellent, excellent guy. I'm going to 22Q. I'll put that up on the website for people to visit and learn more about it. And if you can spare $10 or so, send it on over. Absolutely. You guys, anything that he said that really sticks out other than the Mike Burton thing that we should talk about?
Well, I don't want to spoil the upcoming interview, but I'll just allude to it with you guys. What we talked to Rashaad about with the running game kind of seemed in complete contrast to what Adam was saying. We seem to be more on Adam's side of things, and a guy that's in the locker room, was talking about it, and it didn't seem like it was a big deal at all that any of them were even concerned about. So I thought that was very interesting, and I think we see that a lot with things. We'll sit here and be worried about this, that, or the other thing, and the guys that are actually dealing with this, inside the locker room, it doesn't seem to be a blip on their radar. I know he's not going to come out and just say, yeah, we're blocking horribly and all that, but I just think it is an interesting dynamic going on there.
Yeah, it's concerning though, because it's playoff football. Aldo is a whole different thing, and
it is.
We talked about it. Yeah, I believe they could win. I believe they could go to the playoffs. That's the goal. You got to start believing it. And he built that, the coach. Now they are there. Now all these fans, Akeem hit it out of the park in your open. Everybody's a fucking Bears fan now. It's funny.
You know what I think, Phil, though? And this is my saving grace to all of this, and I kind of look at it as I do with quarterback play or getting a quarterback sack, or it just takes one big game to get that confidence level going, to get Jordan. I don't want to say that he's not motivated. He obviously is, but just to get those juices flowing, to get every offensive lineman loves to run block.
Right.
That's what they're built for. At the end of the day. But it just takes one big game, for Jordan to go out there and have, 24 carries for 165 yards and 3 touchdowns, and that momentum can get you going. And really, I mean, he put it perfectly. Look at the numbers that Mitch is putting up with almost no running game, and what you were talking about, Phil. You get that portion of it going down the home stretch here to the playoffs. I don't give a shit if it's New Orleans or Kansas City or New England or who it is. You run the football, have a guy with the ability to run it at quarterback also, and the ability to make big plays in the pass game. Then you add in that defense. I don't give a shit who it is. The Bears can make a lot of noise, and that's something that we haven't seen here in forever.
No, we haven't, and it's disappointing only in the fact that everything he said, we've said. So it's like you would think, based on the amount of passing and the run threat that Mitch is, that this running game would get going. You thought there was a step taken against Buffalo when he ran over the fucking safety.
Yeah.
So it's like it's never been consistent. In fact, one offensive line coach who I respect maybe made the best point of everybody. He said, well, maybe the goal for them has been to get this passing game going because the NFL is a passing league, and thus fundamentally...
That was me, you dickhead. I told you that.
Oh, you're smart as the coach as well. No, but the offensive linemen with the rotation are thinking too much and not understanding the fronts correctly because they're making it more difficult. So is that the quarterback giving the right call? Is it the center? We don't know whose responsibility that is. Is it the, real quick, Aldo, in college, the quarterback, the whole fucking team turns and looks at the coach.
Yeah.
Right? They all look. And guess what? The coach is calling the protection in the front. And that's what they're doing for the quarterback. So that's why when you're scouting, it's so hard to recognize who has the mental capacity to understand. And maybe Mitch, to the points of people saying it's going to take 2 years with all that, maybe Mitch isn't calling the fronts correctly, and thus the run game is suffering. Because, he said exactly what I said on tape. This isn't I said it in my rant, Shane. This isn't fucking Jordan Howard.
Right.
It's totally not. It's like, this is the week, Aldo. I'm giving them a pass on Minnesota, Detroit, and Detroit on 12 days. But 10 days rest going up against a team that's about to quit. You cannot.
Yeah, you got to punch them in the fucking mouth.
You got to fucking pound. Yeah. You got to fucking hit them with everything. That's why I totally didn't agree with Jeff at all. I'm like, you're fucking run blitzing. You're blitzing Eli. You're fucking challenging that fuck.
Yeah,
fucking blonde-haired fuck.
Eli's not going to get himself out of trouble. That's the one. That's the saving
grace. You got him
there.
fucking.
You get through.
Put Roy Robb at end. Put fucking Mac at end. Did you see?
But they don't play. They don't run a 4-3, Phil.
Oh, I'm sorry, Shane. I forgot. But Akeem Hicks was playing defensive end for 7 plays.
Yeah.
He's playing defensive end, taking a running start. He put the tackle up in the air. You could do so many things because of the depth. What does Nichols do for you? It fucking gives you opportunities to use other players everywhere. So let's get after these motherfuckers. I'm going to be fucking going nuts at MetLife.
You know, one of the things that I wanted to bring up and kind of put Adam on the spot, I don't know if he would have appreciated it or not, but is, you know, does he expect Jordan Howard to be on the Chicago Bears roster next year as the number 1 running back?
Well, what are they going to do? They're going to trade him? They had opportunities to trade him.
Yeah. But
why didn't they?
Sure they did, but we don't know. I mean, you can hear something, I can hear something. We don't know.
So do you think, 100%. What is your percentage that he's traded? He's not getting cut.
No. I don't agree with that. I mean, if you're there, it wouldn't make any sense. You have him under contract for another year, but if you know, you want to put all your jelly beans on the table, you know, to make. I'm not even trying to make a joke with it, but I'm just saying.
I love little Nicky.
If I was putting all my jelly beans on the table, yes, I think Matt Nagy's going to go out and I think that's going to be one of their top off-season priorities is for him to find a running back that he's comfortable with and that he wants. And I'm not going to be – I love Jordan Howard, don't get me wrong, but I'm also not going to be – I think at this point I'd almost be more surprised if he's the number 1 running back for the 2019 Chicago Bears. I don't expect him to be here. I don't know. How do you feel, Aldo?
I think that there's no one in Matt Nagy's offense who is going to be number 1 at anything. The ball is going to be distributed so much. Allen Robinson is a number 1 wide receiver, but he's not going to have number 1 receiver
but
numbers.
you know what I'm alluding to, though, right?
Sure,
you know
absolutely.
what I mean? Yeah, his guy is what I'm saying.
Absolutely. He would much rather have a pass-catching, really quick, speedy running back because he's all about speed, and Jordan Howard doesn't fit that. I think that, you know, I would like to reserve my opinion, though, because come the cold months, I think this is when Jordan Howard is finally going to get his opportunity to get 20 substantial, what I mean by substantial, significant rushing attempts. When the cold weather starts getting on and they're protecting a 7-point lead or whatever it is, or they just need to run some clock, all of a sudden Jordan Howard is going to be, you know, hey, front and center, and he's going to have his chance to succeed. But I agree with you, Shane. You know, this isn't his type of running back. That's for sure. And Jordan Howard is going to have difficulty making the kind of money he wants to make when he becomes a free agent because there aren't many teams in the NFL who want that kind of power back anymore. Not with the offenses and how they've transformed themselves into passing being a part of the run game now. So it's an unfortunate reality.
I think there's. Would you put it at less than 3% that he would ever sign an extension here?
Yeah, I don't think he wants to stay.
Me either. Yeah.
No way.
And that kind of tells you, right? I mean, so he's going into a contract year. And I got the game on right now, looking at it, and they have it on Jordan Howard, and I love Jordan the person, I love Jordan Howard the player, but if I'm putting my money where my mouth is, I don't expect him to be the Chicago Bear in 2019.
Right, and just one more point is
Vegas Raiders.
The Vegas Raiders, yeah.
Yeah, could be.
That's a good point. I think that the one reason they didn't trade Jordan Howard is because they didn't have a really good plan B in terms of who would be their running back. It's like they had their mindset on who they were going to target in the draft, and they, if a running back would have fallen into their laps that they would have liked, a Kareem Hunt type of running back, I think that they would have accommodated Jordan and traded him before the season started, but nothing transpired, and so you kind of a lot of times are play the hand that you're dealt, and so
can we get out of a running back segment? And I know what Phil's answer is going to be on this, but the Bears don't have a first-round pick. They don't have a second-round pick, and I know we have all off-season to talk about this. But Pace's big splash is a guy that can be questioned, his intent on the football field and his love for the game. But you have a Le'Veon Bell that's sitting there that you can go out and just pay. You can just pay money to. You're not giving up draft compensation, and you can't tell me that he's not a perfect fit for this offense.
He would be awesome. He would be awesome.
I'm just saying, that's a big splash that the Bears can make without having a draft pick.
Right.
That's gonna impact Mitch.
Right.
Immediately.
I can see it happening
he's taking his shot early.
If they can sign him to a 3-year deal, which is the time that Trubisky has left on his rookie contract, then I think they might want to make that transaction. But
what did he turn down, Aldo?
I don't remember, but
14. Was it 14.5?
You're not. Can you pay this kid?
Yeah, I don't
that
think so.
kind. That's quarterback money.
Yeah, but is he gonna get that now? I don't know.
I don't think so. To sit out a year is like.
Oh, I hear you.
Kiss your fucking cousin.
In
the NFL, it's like.
Hey, I've done that.
So that's not going to help you in your job. I mean, your resume sat out season on my team. Had $14 million on the table. Just fucking take that or whatever and play it, and then be a free agent next year.
But I mean, they still have the ability to transition tag him in Pittsburgh, so it's gonna be interesting to watch. But I mean, if Ryan Pace has tried to make that splash, you know what I mean, and that's there for them.
I can get you a great running back in the 3rd round.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. I hear you.
I like the kid Nall. I would love to see his ass up and not 46.
Well, that's another thing that Adam was talking about. You talking about, his 1,000-play playbook, and then that Mike Burton's only, 5% of it. Well, then what?
Why is he here?
You can't tell me that roster spots are worth their weight in gold if you're keeping a guy
for Mitch.
I mean, I would say 5%'s very heavy.
Can we get Magoo on the line quick?
No, we're good.
I want to know what 5% of 1,000.
Is that Magoo or Math Bomb and Kent Platty?
Yeah.
Oh, he's fucking drinking soupy tears.
Yeah. He is.
I want to actually call him, check in on him.
It is weird that, in the 2 or 3 years that I was working on NFC North Barroom, the Lions fans and writers that I encountered, that's a strange bunch, man.
They're so cocky, and
oh my God.
I've been after Bears. Phil and I were just talking a couple of days ago, talking about Bears fans, and I said it's the one thing that I hate is, we've sucked for a long time. Now we're where we see the light. I don't even want to say that we see the light at the end of the tunnel, but we are relevant. and then we got guys out there talking shit and about, we're gonna destroy the Rams, baby.
I know.
Well,
what are you doing?
Let's get by. Let's talk about New York. It's not that hard. This game is not a fucking given in New York. Should they win? Yeah, but
I had to call out that fucking Bears pause because he's talking about beating the shit out of this shitty Packer team. What are we doing here?
Yeah, really.
Like, what the fuck are you doing? I live in New York country, Giants country. I don't talk shit to nobody.
Oh, no way.
I don't fucking do that shit. When the game's over and people were talking shit, that's who I talk shit to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going out of my way like, oh, look at my Bears are coming to town. We're going to kick. Now, if it's my best buddy and we're doing it privately, then to keep it 100, we'll do that. But I have not done that yet.
You should have seen me.
The only time I did it was one of my buddies, shout out to him, Stu Lyon, who's been diagnosed with cancer, young guy. Grew up in my neighborhood. God bless him. Sending him positive energy. Giant fan. I was just busting his chops because he announced the news, and I was so distraught over it. And I'm like, well, at least, you'll be able to watch your Giants get their asses kicked to the Bears this weekend after treatment, just to give them a laugh. But that's just me being completely honest and shouting him out. But sorry, Shane, go ahead.
You should have seen me walking in with my chest puffed out on Thanksgiving Day to the Marsoff family compound full of, Eagles fans and everything that I had to go through. Yeah.
Oh my God.
They're Eagles fans and Notre Dame fans. And First thing out of their mouth. Yeah, hey, you guys, congratulations, you found your quarterback. And I'm like, yeah, we like Mitch. And no. Daniel played better than Mitch ever did today. And I'm like, you guys are fucking morons.
Oh man, it's just so sad.
Why don't you guys go sit on Nick Foles for a little while, not sell high on that fucking waste of space.
Well, even Carson Wentz has not looked like the superstar, tremendous quarterback.
He hasn't even been a year off of his surgery. I think that has a lot to do with it.
Yes.
He got hurt in December, so I think that.
Yeah, when you take away that ability to move the pocket, run, take off, keep drives a lot, all the things Mitch has done and not been given credit for, and to Adam's credit, he's not that guy, but he knows what I'm talking about. That's like a black eye. No, that's a fucking positive, you fuck that was cheering against the Bears, but now you're on the Bears bandwagon this fucking week. It's like, it's so sad. I watch this fan base sometimes and I get so embarrassed. You fucking flip-flop fucks.
It is bad.
Seriously, shut the fuck up. Stop talking shit about the Rams for fuck's sake.
Enjoy the ride that we're on right now. Yeah, Jesus.
God. You think I'm a meatball? Like I'm gonna fucking no. It's serious. Serious talk here. Huddle up.
Huddle up, everybody.
Barfly. You focus on this game. You want to talk shit about the Giants? That's on you.
Let's not be Lions fans.
Yeah.
Let's not be Lions fans.
Lions fans. Fucking swept them like fucking hair at a barbershop. Just swept them up. On 12 days.
All right, get
the backup.
Get your notes ready, Phil.
With the backup. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Adam Hoge's a Mike Burton fan. Yeah.
Right? What the fuck? He was the inventor of the boxer brief because too tight was the tighty-whitey. So smart. He told me before the show that after tonight, there'll be a new top 5 song for Cousin Heidi. It's the smartest man, and this is his dumbest tweet of the week.
Well done. Oh, and then we got a... Oh, what the hell do we have? We have something really, really cool. Oh, here it is.
Gonorrhea. What?
You're listening to the smartest man and the draft doc. Neither of these two run their selfies through filters, and these are the dumbest tweets of the week.
Wait, play it again. We got a new voice.
That guy's voice, man, I would pay to have those pipes. That is awesome. Holy shit, here it is.
You're listening to the smartest man and the draft doc. Neither of these two run their selfies through filters, and these are the dumbest tweets of the week.
And then I said my phone.
And I am not a fascist, damn it.
Now, you guys spent some time on the phone with him, collecting some drops and so forth. Did the whole Aaron Rodgers, I'd suck his dick conversation thing come up at all?
No, he was more worried about. He just didn't want us to take Cody Parkey being homeless serious. He's like, feel real bad about.
Dan does not want to sing.
No, he does not.
So he has now signed on as Shane and Phil's drop segment voice. Whatever we want to do, he has said he will do it. So you'll hear him throughout the show. And
Although we could publish some of our DMs to Dan about what we're requesting, and it'd be fucking comedy gold. Because I'm like, all right, I need you to talk. I need you to say this like a heroin addicted stripper that's got 6 kids, you know. And he's like,
Dan comes.
I know exactly what you're talking about, man. Be right back. It's so funny. 10 minutes later, he's flooding our inbox with audio drops. So great. It's a machine.
Oh, what? So I can't believe that you guys didn't bring it up. It's kind of like the elephant in the room. I would say, hey, would you really suck his dick?
I think he brought it up himself. He's like, I would never do that, and I don't mind that you cut off the part to make it seem like I'm gay. So please don't ask me to sing because I can't, and I'm embarrassed to sing.
Okay,
so
well, it's good to know that he wouldn't.
I would be willing to suck Aaron Rodgers' dick.
There's no context in that album. There's none.
His delivery, his voice, his enthusiasm when he says it, it's comedy gold, man. It is comedy gold.
Oh, we need a title for him, Alda. You're so good at it. I'm good at nicknames.
Drop Master.
Master.
He's actually working on a, I don't know, what would it be, a mini movie film?
Oh my God. Us? It's fucking
nice.
The greatest thing I've ever heard, to be honest.
You're going to love it.
I don't know how we're going to use it, Shane. It might be like a super barfly question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it could be.
Because that is... he even got the sound effects in the back.
You know what I'm saying, Ho? You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Ho. You know what I'm saying? And what was it? What's the Coach Gruden? Oh my God! Next week's show, it'll be on the show. That's my tease.
Oh man, I can't wait! And I can't wait for Shane's tweets. You got those ready, or you got another point to make before we get to that?
No, we can start rolling.
All right. Now, do you have more than one? And for those of you listening for the first time,
I do.
This is the part where Shane presents the stupid ass, just dumbass, just utterly fucked up tweets of the week. And this week he has more than one. So that means I got to find my my Benny Hill music.
Yeah. So you guys have heard of Louis Riddick. Well, he's not the dumbest tweet. He was sending out nothing but positive love to our Chicago Bears, and he seems fully entrenched on the Chicago Bears bandwagon. And Matt Nagy and Mitch Trubisky in this defense. Well, he was sending out some love to Chicago, and Irish Dad 1976, and that's at AUBDEC, responded to his love for Chicago by saying, yeah, Chicago's front seven is great, Mr. Riddick, but the secondary in Chicago, it's all trash. the secondary in Chicago is all trash. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Eddie Jackson.
We could have 3 Pro Bowlers in our secondary.
Yeah, exactly. So, the next one we're going to move to is TYME, and that's Showtime, at Showtime9925. He was tweeting back to Max Kellerman, and he said, by the way, you couldn't be more wrong. Khalil Mack can do everything that Aaron Donald can do? No way. Let Mack get doubled 70% of the time and see what his sack numbers look like. Stop it. Mack gets to play one-on-one almost all game long.
Oh, my God.
So dumb.
That guy needs to listen to a new radio broadcast because clearly he's blind. So he's listening to the radio.
Well, to his credit, Mack isn't getting doubled. It's usually triple team.
That's right.
He gets chipped by the tight end. He gets chipped by the back. He gets doubled by the guard of the tackle. It's like 4 guys. It's like a wave.
Oh, man. There's so many uninformed, and that's the nicest way to put it, fans out there.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, my God.
Unfortunately, some of them are Bears fans, but that's what we're here for.
Exactly.
That's why we exist.
So, Jorge Vargas made an appearance last week, and that's at GTech1JV. He was going back and forth about me saying that the Bears were going to... Yeah, he was saying that the Bears were going to be able to afford to extend Eddie Goldman or Akeem Hicks because they got to pay Mitch Trubisky, who's in year 2, and we've already re-signed Eddie Goldman and Akeem Hicks. But he tweeted me right before the Detroit game, and he just wanted to say, oh, by the way, good luck tomorrow with Chase Daniels, bud. So,
I'm killing my own turkey, bud.
Yeah. So that not only did he have some shitty tweets last week, that kind of blew up in his face by calling out Chase Daniel, and expecting him to play bad and lose it for us in Detroit. So, yeah, thank you, Jorge. You are my shittiest tweet of the week.
Woo! Well, Jorge, I hope you're not Puerto Rican, man, because give us Puerto Ricans a bad name.
Spin you the Gandhi a bottle quick and see what country he lands on.
He's got to be part of that caravan.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on here. I lost my music. 126.10.
Can you feel the love?
I have that as a drop, by the way, and
I know.
I was selecting drops for tonight's show, and I bypassed that one. See, I didn't need it because you were going to do it all on your own.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Aldo be like...
I didn't know he selected drops.
Oh, Rashaad, what's up? Yeah.
He's the smartest man. For 42 years. Did we lose the music?
Yeah, I was trying to give you some more, but I'm going to start over.
Okay, we'll do it again. Right. That was good.
That was awesome.
Oh, yeah, he likes to sleep, yeah.
I'd say we just roll with it.
He's the smartest man. For 42 years, he's been on Santa's good list. The elves have given him a pass. Apparently, it's the only thing stopping him from threatening to pluck the hairs from Mark Grote's ass. He's the smartest man. And this is his tweet of the week.
Wow. Mike Grody, friend of the show, almost getting his ass plucked.
Chair.
All right,
Did you see that tweet, Aldo, before?
No, what was it?
What? Oh, boy. That was like a month and a half ago.
I remember, yeah.
It was about the Cody Parkey and
a
little controversy.
Jer fucking went on a blind date that night on Match.
No, it was on J-Date.
J-Date. No,
Farmers only. I'm at Rhonda down at the Stone Quarry.
Reva's cousin.
Yeah, 2 packs of cigarettes rolled up on her sleeve.
That chick's got a bigger dick than I do.
I think they call it a clitoris. But it looked like Jeff's dick in the gym. Love you, AJ. All right, you got apparently 1, 2, or 3 good tweets of the week.
You've been really working on your Kegel exercise.
Yeah. We do have 3, and these are good tweets by taking little veiled shots at our Chicago neighbors to the north. Mm-hmm. If you know who I'm talking about. So Mike Clay, Mr. Verified at Mike Clay NFL, sent out a tweet that said, "Believe it or not, the Cleveland Browns and the Green Bay Packers have the very same record at 4-6-1. How's that? Green Bay and friggin' Cleveland." Will Presty at Will Presty sent out a tweet. I know there was some controversy on how it was interpreted on Twitter, but he did send it out. Said Aaron Rodgers is now 0-37 when trailing by more than 1 point in the fourth quarter to a team with a winning record. That's a real stat.
I love it.
That's a crazy stat, to be honest.
Yep, and our final one of the night goes to Mr. Barroom himself, Greg Braggs Jr. at G Braggs Jr.
My boy.
Yep, he sent out a tweet that says, Chase Daniel still has more road wins this year than Aaron Rodgers.
I love that. I love that when you put that up. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, Shane, what happened to this one? You wanted me to pull this.
Chicago's not a good defense. They have a good pass rush. They're not a good defense. It's a big difference. They have a good pass rush. That's what they have. They don't have a really. If they don't get to the quarterback, they're going to get cut to ribbons. Otherwise.
Good old Mike Francesa. That was so shitty, I forgot all about it, Aldo.
That was him talking about the Bears' defense.
That's right.
Yeah.
On the radio show today, somebody called in and said, can the Bears stop the New Orleans Saints offense? And he said, nah, Bears don't have a good defense.
No, they got a good pass rush. They don't got a good defense.
How is pass rushing not involved in defense, Mike?
Yeah, it's kind of a big part of it.
Well, it's like the 85 Bears, they have nothing behind them but a pass rush.
Yes. So that was my audio shitty tweet of the week that I totally dropped the ball on. I sent it to Aldo to pull the audio from, but then I forgot about
you
it.
were making fun of him for fucking sleeping.
Yeah, there's literally a Twitter handle out there that just tweets out shitty takes from Mike Francesca.
Oh, really? That's how they do?
Can you get the Twitter handle? Because I want to.
Yeah,
I don't want to block him, PG. I want to follow him.
You know who calls into him all the time is Sour Shoes.
Sour.
Yeah.
Can we get him on the fucking show?
Oh man, that would be epic.
Sour Shoes is like my favorite Stern whackpacker.
Oh shit.
Oh, Sour, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If we could get him on there, oh my God, yeah, he's my favorite too.
Yeah, you could just go beep ba ba booey.
I got him on a list somewhere. Try to get a hold of him.
Really?
Yeah, Sour Shoes. Yeah, I would love to have him on. Guy's fucking awesome. Hey, is that Twitter handle for the mic? Yeah, it is. It's at at Back After This. So it's BACK.
Back After This?
Right. BACK.
Yeah, because that's how when they go to commercial, that's what Francesa says.
I grew up listening to that fucking station.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all I could get when I was a kid, listening to 660 The Score. WFAN, New York.
Yeah,
Hi, this is Steve Summers with the overnight schmooze.
So there's no R on the after, so it's after this.
Oh,
after yeah.
This.
Wait, is it an A? EAFTA?
Correct. This.
Okay, I got you. That's how a New Yorker would say it.
Yeah.
I saw her over there on the corner.
Let's see what else he's got to say here. He's talking about former Giants tight end here, Jeremy Shockey. Let's see what he says.
He's turning into a Shockey where he's putting pressure on Eli.
Well, he's long ago turned into a Shockey, and Shockey got away with it because it was early in his career. It was early in Eli's career. He couldn't put the hammer down. But what happened is Shockey left, and they won 2 Super Bowls. And Shockey never saw anything close to a Super Bowl.
Second and goal this time. They got the catch and the touchdown. Jeremy Shockey has a Super Bowl catch and a score. And they'll go for 2 right here.
Very well done. Back after this, Funhouse. Very well done. That's talent.
So perfect.
They're definitely getting a follow from me.
For sure. Let me follow them right now. Hey, so now we're going to move on to our Rashaad Coward interview, which is about 55 minutes long, and it's worth every single minute, even the awkward pauses after Phil compliments Rashaad, and he has like no idea what to say. I might put in some sound effects into that.
That would be funny. You have to.
I have to. And then when we come out of the Rashaad interview, we have something really, really fucking special. This is like, perhaps this is in my top 5. It has nothing to do.
Really?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the fact that I wrote a couple of lyrics here and there. It has to do.
Well, you came up with the idea too. Well, that's big too.
Yeah, but has Shane heard this?
I have.
Okay.
Is it awesome or what?
Oh yeah, I'm hard right now.
Okay, so let's get to the Coward interview, which we recorded on Monday.
How you guys doing?
Good. How are you, Rashaad? Glad to have you.
Good.
What's up, Rashaad? You don't sound as fired up as Aaron Rodgers is today.
Did you get to listen to Aaron Rodgers' post-game comments last night, Rashaad?
No. What did he say?
He was talking about Green Bay's path to the playoffs, and he was just listing off teams, and he had to throw in there, we're going to go to Chicago, where we've had a ton of success lately. Little shot across the Chicago Bears fan base and Chicago Bears players. So we're hoping that Nagy's going to rally the troops and give you guys a little bit of extra motivation. Post it up in your locker rooms with that quote from him.
Maybe. We work on the Giants right now, so we're going to get to him soon enough.
That's exactly what we want to hear. Perfect answer.
You passed your test, Rashaad. But I gotta ask you this. Who was the impetus of you making the move from defensive lineman to offensive lineman? Was it the GM or was it one of the coaches that came up to you and said, "Hey, this is probably the best way for this young man to make the football team"?
Vic Fangio, the defensive coordinator.
Wow, so Vic actually pulled a life preserver out for you and threw it to you and helped create this move.
Yeah, he talked to me beforehand and told me, "Do you want to play 5 years in the league or 10?" I was like, "Oh, you got a point."
I love it.
When he pulls you aside like that, Rashaad, what's your initial reaction to something like that?
At first, I was a little down, but I said, it's about being a pro and handling adversity, or how can you adapt fast enough. So him, Coach Nagy, and Coach Harry talked to me over the off season about it and told me, it's not going to be easy. It'll pay off in the end if you put the hard work in. And I just told Coach Nagy I'll do whatever it takes to help the team win. It really didn't bother me after that.
I don't think many people, especially like Bears fans and followers of the show, actually were educated on the show, patting ourselves on the back here, and recognizing that the kind of transition it would take, not only to go from defensive lineman to offensive lineman, but to end up making not only the football team, but the final 53-man roster. I mean, to go and do what you did really highlights, a story from the past, but in a passing league that is very clear that that's what it's about. Here you are in the preseason playing lights-out football, almost every rep at right tackle, and really holding your own. And on tape, which it never lies, that's why I was so pounding my fist on the table saying, no, there's no way this guy can be cut, because I see so much potential here for him to be an offensive tackle. Now, that being said, talk about your journey in this whole offseason to transition, and how hard was it for you?
This offseason was very hard, just changing your mindset from being like aggressive and trying to be on an attack. Coach Harry told me that I'd be patient and have discipline in what I do on the field. Some days in practice I will lose like almost every rep, and some days I will win most of them. And Coach is like, with you got to be consistent. Practice I feel was harder than the games because, guys know your snap count, know the play calls. And, even when we were like away for the preseason game, we'll go silent count. I had to get used to that and just understanding the pass protections and reading the defense now, because at first I was lost. Coach would tell you I was confused, and then one day it clicked when I went through a walkthrough and looked up certain defensive and like get the bare front, the even, and the three down, and he explained to me who I had to block and what to look for and what to pick up on. And after that, it was just clicking after that. And the coaches were real patient with me.
Hey, Rashaad, I got a kind of a two-part question here. Did you have any previous history playing offensive line just in high school or anything like that? And have you been able to reach out, or has anybody talked to you about former Bears player James Big Cat Williams, who went through the same transition from going from defensive line to offensive line, and kind of speaks to what Coach Fangio was saying to you? Do you want to be 5 years or 10 years? And that's exactly what Big Cat did once he made that transition. And I mean, he was a staple on the Bears offensive line for a lot of years.
Yeah, I played offensive line in high school. I played center. So I was like, I'm not used to being on the edge as much. And it was just really just me being bigger than everybody in high school. So I just used my strength. But now it's like really technique you need at this level to be good at. And yes, I met Big Cat in the training camp. During training camp, I met Big Cat, and he was a great person to talk to. He told me, I was watching you today, and I could see you getting down on yourself. He told me just trust it and stay focused. Coach Harry's a great coach, and he'll teach you whatever you need to learn. He said just stay with it. You'll pay off. It'll pay off for you. That's what he said.
You were talking about your high school days, and I wanted to stay there just for a minute and ask you a little bit about the struggles that you had as a young man. I saw the interview on ChicagoBears.com, and you talked openly and bravely about overcoming, the environment that you grew up in with all the temptations of being in gangs and so forth. Can you talk a little bit more about that with our audience so that they can get a perspective of who you are as a man and what you've had to overcome to come to this point of your career?
So growing up, I was always trying to defend my little brother. Always, it was never he's picking fights. It was just everybody would try to pick on him. So I was always defending him, or you could say I was being mentally weak at the time, taking people too seriously, and you'll get physical, or just being around certain people that made bad decisions, and I'll be involved with it. But I never got to a point where, I got to go like to juvie or get arrested or anything. Never went that far. But growing up, I got into a lot of fights until I got to high school, and it was like rough. I don't like fighting now or speaking on it, but fighting all the time. Teachers telling me, I'll never be nothing because I was always suspended in like elementary school and middle school, and just like when I got to high school, people showed me that they like really cared about me and I could go far with. I guess what they saw in me, what I didn't see in myself at the time.
And that's hard. And, one of the things that stood out about you to me is the mental toughness that you show during the game. Now, I'm an advocate for moving players and finding the best place for them to play. That's what I think separates good coaching from great coaching. And the move of you by Vic Fangio, clearly, my paisan there, the Italian, coming out and seeing the talent in you, but you also have that demeanor, that edge that I think this offensive line in Chicago needs. Now, I got to ask you about this mental toughness that you showcase here. And when you're going into practice, is there a lot of teaching in regards to technique right now during the course of the season? How much individual time is the offensive line paying during the season right now?
We do individual every chance we get. So, say special teams is going on. We have special team period. Coach Harry will bring us to the side, work our hands, work our run fits during field goal and field goal block if we're not on them. And, after practice and before practice, 30 minutes before, we'll come out, work our kick sets. And after practice, we have to work on our drive blocking, double teams, You just staying on top of your fundamentals. That's what Harry is big on. Coach Harry is big on fundamentals and, technique. He wants it a certain way, and he shows us that, this is the way it works. I wouldn't be teaching it if it didn't. And I trust him because you can see the success we're having now at the tackle spot for the offensive line.
Have they... one other question with you here on this. Have they talked about maybe putting you inside at guard at all because of your physicality and your athleticism?
I've done both. They just wanted me to get a lot of reps at tackle in the preseason, but I've done both. We're just he told me just keep learning both and just keep focusing on what I need to focus on every day in practice and just keep doing extra. That's what I've been doing and being patient.
How much of a benefit do you think it has been for you, as you said, moving to the offensive line and not having a whole bunch of experience there, but when you do make that transition with, when you move across the line, then you're looking across at Akeem Hicks and now a Khalil Mack and, Eddie Goldman and Leonard Floyd and Danny Trevathan and Roquan Smith. How much do you think those guys have helped you in your ascension to the offensive line?
Practice is actually fun most of the time. We all play around. When we ready to practice, we go at it. We all have fun. My first week probably against Khalil, I had a rough one, but the sense I've been just worrying about myself and not worrying about blocking him. I just worrying about, get back and get my hands ready instead of worrying about who I'm blocking, just working on my technique and fundamentals. Because I lost sight of that the first couple weeks, and coach was just worry about yourself. Don't worry about, who's going to win, who's going to lose. Just do what you have to do as in technique and fundamental-wise, which I've been doing a better job of. And it's going against them, it will make it easier come game day. Going against those guys. Those are the top guys in the league. and I'm blessed to go against them in practice every day to get me, you could say, tough and ready. And when I lose reps, it was like, okay, I could go watch film now and see what I need to work on and what I need to fix. I am going against the best in the league.
Well, it's that kind of perspective that makes you something special. It's only going to make you better. So when you have that mental makeup of saying, I'm going against the best every goddamn day, that when I go play and I start, I'm going against somebody that's nowhere in the vicinity or ballpark as a Khalil Mack or Akeem Hicks. So that's smart stuff on your end. Shane, you had something else?
Yeah, I was just it's not really a technique question or anything like that, just kind of more of a fun question. We've asked a bunch of people that have come on the show with us, where were you when you found out the news that you were going to be teammates with Khalil Mack, and how did you find out?
One of my teammates, Charles Leno, I was sitting down.
Saw the video, yeah.
Yeah, returning to Mac, and he was going crazy. And then my agent texted me like, yo, you have a great opportunity to try to block one of the best guys in the NFL, future Hall of Famer. And I said, who are you talking about? He said, Khalil Mack. So I turned the TV on, and I found out we signed him. And I was just like, oh, man. I said, there goes one obstacle I got over, and I got to get over another one. Just staying focused. But it was like a great feeling. You could tell he was ready for football. You could tell he was excited to be around us.
Rashaad, kind of to play off of that, you're talking about the excitement that comes with a guy like Khalil Mack. You know, we're all invested in this, and we're Bears 24/7, 365, and just watching the games and even the press conferences and the Dub Club and all that. You could feel the confidence, you know, just as a fan, as an analyst. And what is it like inside the locker room as a player? I mean, you've been around here a little bit now, and, you know, with a different coaching staff, and how do you describe it, you know, within the locker room, the difference now with you guys being 8-3 and the arrow pointing way up?
I feel, you know, Coach Nagy made a big difference. You know, he allows us to be ourselves and have fun. You know, he loves to have fun, and I realize, like, if you can't have fun playing football, like, then what are you doing? You know. And he's making it so easy for us to just be confident in ourselves, play with swag and energy, make sure, you know, we can have fun. But when it's time to focus, we lock in. And we got leaders and old enough guys that's been winning before and other teams to reel us back in when we win. Like, okay, we're supposed to do that now. Let's come back and focus on the next game. It was fun while it lasted. Now it's time to go back to work.
Let me ask you this, Rashaad. We keep it 100 on this show. It's called 100 Proof, Bears 100 Proof, because of this. The elephant in the room is the running game and the offensive line and their performance of it. Is it a huge issue inside the locker room? Like, you know, because these football players have pride. This team, I believe, has Super Bowl aspirations and should. The one area, truthfully, I got to tell you, in tape study, is the offensive line's ability to run block. It seems like they mess up on one block and it foils the whole thing. And Jordan Howard's taking a lot of heat outside the building because here's this guy who was considered he's not a fit in this offense, and he's taking a shell outside. Is this a huge issue inside the locker room to get this right?
No, it's not a huge problem in the locker room. Jordan just worried about us winning, like we all are. We're focused on winning no matter what. It doesn't matter who performs well, who doesn't. Like, if we get the W, it's good that we go have a learning experience off a win than a loss. And we're focused on making ourselves better every day. You know, every team has problems, but I feel we can making ourselves better every day. Win or lose, we're not a me team. We're a we team. We just want to win. We don't care who's performing, who's making the plays. We just want to do our job at the end of the day and make sure we put ourselves in a great position to win. That's how it is in the locker room and with the coaches. It's not really, we do this better, do that better. It's like, okay, we're winning, but we're encouraging each other to fix our problems and self-correct but also winning make it much easier when you winning and like make corrections like that.
Oh, absolutely. Let me ask you this. 3 divisional wins in 12 days. That is like unheard of, number one. Number two, is this the new Chicago Bears and what they're building there? And do you feel the vibe? Because like Shane said, and like you basically said, you were there for Fox, now you're there with Nagy. But to me, and watching this football team for all these years, to see you guys go out and perform, like you said, and get the W, no matter which way it's going to happen, pretty, ugly, whatever, a win's a win. Is this the new Bears?
Yeah, we're trying to change the culture. The coaches are, and the players have been here trying to fix the culture and, bring Chicago Bears back.
Mm-hmm.
Coach challenged us about these 3 division games, get these 3 wins, and we'll be in a good spot, but we can't be satisfied. So our 3 wins, our goal is over with now, so we set a new goal and trying to win our next couple games. We'll be focusing on the Giants. That's our main focus right now before we look ahead.
Hey, Rashaad, on the way that this team is constructed right now, if, everybody's going through what they're going through, and if you were talking about Big Cat, noticing that you were struggling a little bit there during training camp, who's the guy on the team that if you're having one of those days, now on a, Wednesday practice, that if you need to go to and talk to, who's that guy on the team? Do you have a guy like that?
A couple guys. I got Donnie. He's an assistant offensive line coach. He's always watching me, even when I'm on scout team or doing one-on-ones. You got Leno and Bobby. They're always telling me, they're always watching me, how you doing, how you feel today. And Brad, because Brad's a free agent guy too, and he's been in the league about 7 years. So he always tell me, you have to have that edge and always got to be on point because he know what it took to get in the league and stay. So he's been giving me a lot of pointers on being you got to let your anger out. You got to play your game and just, don't change something because you got beat one time. And don't let, you got to have, and Bobby been telling me confidence is key. You got confidence, then that's your everything. You have confidence, then nobody pretty much beats you. And it's showing in his play. He's been playing really well. And Leno always helped me with my technique because he's a technician. He's really sound in his technique. So those guys been helping me on different areas in my game right now.
Straight from Crooklyn, better known as Brooklyn, Sheepshead Bay. My father's from Lafayette High School in Brooklyn, played there. You go to Old Dominion, undrafted. You just talked about it. Take us back to draft day. Were you fired up that you weren't selected? And your journey, I think there's going to be a movie or a story written about you because the journey that you've gotten to this point isn't over. And I could, if you're listening in and listening to this man speak his truth, you realize what type of person he is, and that right there says a lot about you. But coming into this league undrafted, then switching positions, how focused are you at starting for the Chicago Bears?
I'm taking it a day at a time. Coaches are right now just helping me with film study and just understanding. It's more than, understanding the scheme pretty much in blitzes. Coaches have been real on me about that. So I've been taking a lot of notes during film, blitz meetings. The guy that if I was playing, I would study the guy, write out a report, what's his best move or, pass rush escapes, run block escapes. What does he do best? What's his counter moves? I study guys all the time just to make sure, okay, this is what I got to do this week to stay square and just make sure my hands are up quick because guys like to swim. So I've just been mentally preparing myself right now. So if anybody, God forbid anybody goes down, coach wouldn't hesitate to put me in or could trust me enough to play me.
Hey, Rashaad, you want to break a little news here on Bears Barroom Radio? Tell us tell us who's going to be starting a quarterback this weekend versus the Giants?
I don't know. I don't know.
Just thought we'd check.
Hey, Rashaad, a question about the absence of Kyle Long in on the team. Clearly, he's a team leader and has had a great influence on what goes on in that locker room. Can you tell us a little bit about what his presence is like now that he is rehabilitating from his injury? Is he around much? Is he helping offensive linemen? Is he in the offensive line room watching tape with you guys?
Yeah, Kyle never left. Kyle still comes in every day. Kyle's Kyle. Kyle's being Kyle. Nothing's changed. Kyle's a great person. He's funny. He always. When I first started, when we went over to offensive line, they moved me. He told me, just stack your bricks day by day. Don't rush it. So he's been really a good help. He's always in the film, taking notes, giving younger guys like James tips. He'll give me tips too on guard and tackle because he played both as well. And he's out there in practice watching us, giving us some of the other guys tips too, and giving us compliments, just being Kyle. Kyle just being Kyle.
Rashaad, you played college ball. There's a level of camaraderie that this team has that I equate to almost like a college team. It's like there's a togetherness that we see from the outside. Is this what this team is like? Is this what this coach has brought to the table, this family of, I would call them a gang of bullies out there that really just go out there and take over the game? It's like, I see it in college. I've never seen it like this, not with the Bears and not in the NFL.
Yeah, Coach, I'll tell you again, Coach, now you love having fun and always keep us focused. And it's like, it's never a dull moment, you can say. It's never a dull moment, not even in practice. It's always fun. It's always something different, same routine, but something. It's always something. It's just special. Like, it's really just special. And you get that feeling like, ooh, like you can feel like Sunday night or that Monday night game against Seattle. Like, oh, this is real special right here. It's gonna be somebody's gonna make a real good play that we need. Even though I know we're young, but it's just Coach Nagy keeping us focused, and the older leaders that's been winning before has been keeping us focused and ready. I understand what it let us know. Understand what it takes to win at this level.
Rashaad, can you take us into your number 10, into your quarterback's mind a little bit? We've seen so much growth from Mitch from last year to this year, but still he seems to be taking a lot of heat nationally, I think, from people that are just talking off of a narrative and not really putting in the time and effort to realize what's going on and studying the tape. But what do you see in Mitch? And we all know that he's putting in the effort, but is he the unquestioned leader of this 2018 Chicago Bears?
You got swag. I'm not gonna lie to you. Mitch has swag. Mitch got it, man. Mitch got it. Mitch is the man. He's a great person. Like, he is. He always look out for you, and he's competitive. Competitive. That's what you want in a quarterback. He's competitive and make sure to put us in a good position to win. Everybody makes mistakes, but when it never phases him. He always come back okay, I threw a pick. It's all good. We have to go out there and just get a touchdown now. Go make up for it. He's always the positive guy. And he just got swag. He'll come out there, he ain't got nothing. He'll use his legs to get the first down. And it gets the team, ramped up. You see your quarterback putting his body on the line. It's like, okay, I got to go out there and take somebody's head off now, or block to the whistle now, or run through three guys and get in the end zone. Mitch gives you that energy where, okay, we got to work hard too. He's giving them his all. We got to do the same for him.
How hard is it for you to be sitting on the sideline? I'm putting you through the tests. As a coach, I want to know your mindset. Are you prepared to play if Nagy, because he tends to just surprise, I know us, maybe not you guys on the outside, who's dressing and who's not. if your number's called, are you ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, you got stuff prepared. I know not playing right now was hard, but the team is winning, and I'm happy for the guys having their success. You know, just me being patient, and you know, I fight those mental battles and try to keep them away by not playing, because I know, you know, it's not a race, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So I'm just, you know, taking my learning as much as I can, and if my number's called, I'm gonna be prepared, because I'm not gonna squander my opportunity if I get the chance.
Well, I'm gonna say this on this show. There's thousands of Bears fans worldwide that know what we've talked about you, and I honestly love what I see in you, and I truly mean that. This isn't smoke that we're saying because your ass is on the phone right now. This is reality of your game and the type of temperament and tenacity that you bring to the table, I think, for the future of this team going forward, because this story doesn't end after this season. Just like you're saying, it's a marathon, not a race. I just want you to know, in this building, Bears Barroom, we believe in you, and I really believe you have something special. So be prepared, because your number might get called upon, and I believe, and everybody listening to this show, this man is not only going to step up, but just like does anyone remember Wally Pipp?
Nope.
No, they don't, because the guy who replaced him is the one they remember, who's in the Hall of Fame, and that's the impetus where I think you're going to go, my friend, because I really study offensive linemen. I believe in you. Shane believes in you. Aldo believes in you. Barflies are going to flood your freaking Twitter box. You're going to be like, holy shit. The truth is, we believe in you here. I know that you have what it takes. I just wanted to say that to you personally, because to us, we live and die with you guys. You might not believe that stuff when you're on the outside, but truly, I believe my man Rashaad Coward is no coward. He's going to go out there and rock and roll. I really, truly believe that.
Rashaad, can you believe what kind of a song this guy's going to be writing about you?
No, I honestly didn't even know, and I'm kind of nervous.
Believe it or not, it's not even just a parody thing. He's actually got skills. He's got legit talent doing it. So
yeah, he's very good at it.
You'll be impressed.
Well, actually, okay. I do have to be honest. This one is a ghostwriter by the super producer on the other end of the mic. He came up with this concept. I'm just going to perform it, fix it up. I won't let you down. If I do, you let me know. All right?
Okay.
Hey, if he does let you down, Rashaad, do you want us to kick his ass for you?
I think Rashaad can handle it. I'll be up in Chicago versus the Packers. Hopefully I'll get down there to shake your hand, because I really mean what I say on this show. This kid, your story is phenomenal. I've shared it with my father, who's from Brooklyn. There's a special place, as you know, Brooklyn. Everybody comes from Brooklyn. That's what it seems like. Everybody I meet. Yeah, my grandfather's from. I was born in Brooklyn, right? Aldo, you were born. I was. This whole phenomenon, to have a Brooklyn cat on the line, I'm fired up for you, man. I really am proud of you, and sometimes you're in the doldrums of, not playing. It gets tough. Your character gets challenged. So to be playing against Khalil Mack, man, and getting those reps and playing your ass off, from what I've heard from my guy, you've been nothing but an ascending fucking football player. So I'm excited about that.
Well, we definitely left Rashaad speechless.
Yeah, you have.
I don't know how to compliment this guy. He's probably blushing, Aldo.
Hey, Rashaad, let me ask you a question. I'm not going to wax poetic like Phil just did.
Thank you, Jesus.
But you've been a part of a lot of football games. Have you ever been a part or have seen anything like what Cody Parkey has been through the last few weeks when he was bouncing those balls off the goalpost? Have you ever seen anything like that? And then the helicopters following him down to Soldier Field for practice. seen anything like that before?
No, I haven't, but you can tell he's dedicated, and he pretty much won us the game against the Vikings with his kicks. So, you know, practice made perfect. You know, everybody's not going to be perfect all the time during the game, but he came back strong, though. That's why I really appreciate our coaches sticking with him and showing that we are together as a team.
Rashaad, a question regarding celebrations. The Chicago Bears lead the league in the best celebrations after a catch or touchdown, a turnover. You guys have really done an outstanding job of entertaining audiences after the whistle has blown. Last night on Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, whatever the hell that was, we saw the Minnesota Vikings and Green Bay Packers put on a display of like Broadway, you know, off-Broadway celebrations. It was really kind of sad what they were doing, the limbo and stuff like that. We were gagging in our mouths. Let me ask you this. What do you guys do in preparation for your celebrations? Is it natural? Do you guys come up as a team and come up with ideas? Because what you guys are doing is brilliant.
Well, we got to wait till we win the game first and prepare well. But no, guys, we just come up with ideas. It's funny when we listen to them talk about it. And then when you say, you know, of course, you got to score for that to happen. And the defense has been doing that. And when our offense is scoring, we just want to have fun. You know, just like, okay, if you score, just have fun. Like, it's really been funny watching them do that. It's like, wow, these guys are just different. And it looks natural, too, when they do it.
It really does. And the Motown celebration in Detroit, that thing has gone viral. We've put our own music to those dance steps. And I know...
it was a lot better than the Vikings limbo last night. That was crazy.
That was awful.
Open out of bounds there, huh?
I think you guys should do one where somebody is doing a limbo and then Rashaad or somebody comes in and just smashes it down. Listen, Rashaad, you've been very, very generous with your time. I apologize for calling you late to kick this off. This was totally on me. And we want to, like Phil said, we really are pulling for you. We really are wishing you the best. And like Shane said, we're 24/7, 365 Bears. During the off season, all we're doing is talking about Bears and either coming up with new ways to look at the Bears and entertain our followers with the Chicago Bears, with Draft Dr. Phil's songs, with comedy bits that we do on our show. But it's all centered about the Bears, and so you guys are a big part of our lives. You're in our living rooms and in our minds all the time. So good luck to you the rest of the way. Congratulations on your achievements to date, and we know that there are greater things ahead for you.
Thank you guys for having me, and I appreciate you guys for all the support.
All right, brother. We'll be in touch. Take care, man.
Yo.
Bears Barroom 100 Proof welcomes from your 8-3 Chicago Bears. He used to play defense, now he's on the O-line. It's Rashaad Coward. Welcome to 100 Proof.
He started out rough and tough in Brooklyn. He got in trouble all the time and they called him a hoodlum. But then he found this great game and he began we got Rashaad, we got Rashaad, we got Rashaad. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Football is the thing that helped him turn it around. Come on, check it out. It wasn't perfect at first and there were ups and downs, The more he played, the more the scouts were, oh my God, yo, we got Rashaad, we got Rashaad, we got Rashaad. Da-da-da-da-da-da. He started out with the Bears on the defensive line. Drafted only motivated him in his mind. Ooh. He's now an offensive tackle, and we're in awe. And cause we got Rashaad, we got Rashaad, we got Rashaad. Bring it back. Fangio questioned him, you wanna play 10 years? Gonna move you to the other side and extend your career. Now Barroom is glad that they can and cheer. And oh, we got Rashaad. We got Rashaad. We got Rashaad. We got 6'6" and angry from she said bang. Go Brooklyn, go Brooklyn. Doubters and haters said 53. There's no way. Now he's coming up and he's ready to play. My God, we got Rashaad. We got Rashaad. We got Rashaad. Fuck you, haters. Fuck.
He used to play defense. Now he's on the O-line. It's Rashaad Coward.
For the microphone, my podcast. 2 men going so gone. Yo,
Bears Bar, 100 proof.
We got Rashaad. Bears Bar room is where it's at. Go put on your Bears Barroom baseball cap. Super Bowl. If you don't got that, then go to the swag shop.
I love that song.
Can I send? I reached out to Rashaad. We talked back and forth a little bit, but I would like to send him an apology because once the NFL hears where that song was sampled from, I'm sure he's going to be getting a knock at his door at 3 a.m. for a piss test. So that's on Draft Dr. Phil and Mr. Goddia, not the smartest man. So
there's no reference at all there to getting high. And I'm sure Rashaad has never touched any illegal substance. We love you, Rashaad, for coming on the show. I hope you loved the song. Phil worked really hard on it. Just fabulous song, Phil. Really, really awesome. Well done.
Was good.
It was fun to do it, although I love when people like hear things and then say, hey, try this, you do it. And then I get into it and then come up with these lyrics and Aldo, that was fun to do it. And it was a good time and a great guy. What an interview.
Right?
And the future is so bright for this kid. I really believe it. And after talking to him, you could see it even more.
So the two things that really stuck out in that interview, it was the first thing, Shane, that you mentioned when we did the original recording, which is that it was Fangio that suggested to him that he moved to the offensive line. That is huge.
It is, yeah, because, I mean, a defensive coordinator is trying to beat those guys. So he sees the attributes that Rashaad is going to bring that he doesn't want to really have to deal with, that he thinks, he can make some noise over there. And it's very, very rare something like that happens. And, I mean, I don't think people realize, the NFL is rarefied air.
Exactly.
Anyway. But when you're talking about making the NFL as a defensive lineman and then the next year being asked to transition to the opposite side of the ball, and he made the fucking 53 for an 8-3 football team. Think about that. That tells you don't think that this guy has some big clout within this organization moving forward. He does. There's no way that he doesn't.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't keep that fucking guy. Listen, it says also, it's a phenomenal point by you, Shane, and there's nothing else to say about it, but one thing, it says a lot about this coaching staff.
Yep.
To have the hand in marriage, so to speak, with the GM is so critical. I mean, when you look back on every team and winning organization, that relationship is so important. And we talked about it countless years here.
Yeah.
Like, were we ever going to get out of this funk? It's almost like we willed it. We screamed it. We hashtagged it. And then to see Vic Fangio, be truthful with a kid that has so much talent. What are you looking for? 6'6", 330-pound athlete that can move and he's not going to make it as a defensive end or defensive tackle on our team. Maybe he's making the practice squad, but you know what? In the best interest of you, now think about what that says to the kid, but everybody else. Like, these people care about me. And back all the way up to Adam Hoge, who basically said everything I said about the importance of a head coach and being transparent and truthful. Those fucking players, let me tell you, I'm a coach's son. I would be the go-to for my dad to speak to some kid. And I always would tell my dad, you know what you say will resonate with everything. So if you always say your truth, no matter how harsh it is, I think even, and I live by that code now, even the most kid that doesn't like you will respect you later on because you walk the walk and talk the talk. Don't go up in front of the fucking media and say, yeah, Kevin's been practicing really hard, but he's sitting on the fucking bench and
he's blocking well. He's blocking well.
Yeah, that shit doesn't play well to nobody. So being honest about everything doesn't mean you have to be Philatotian blunt. You could be what he is, and I respect this fucking guy. I really do, the head coach, and Vic Fangio, because this kind of stuff, this family, this positivity, I really listened back to shows from August and September. It's just gold with Bears Barroom and you two and what you bring to the table about needing that to resonate for this city, let alone for this football team. And we've had so many guests on here, like Adam Rank, I think of it, and Thomas Jones and these former players and people that cover the team that it means something to. So when you have a moment where a coach is doing what's in the best interest of the person first, because does Vic know he's going to make it? No. He's given him the best advice for the young man. Now the young man has the baton to do it. And let's just face it. I have audio. I don't need fucking receipts. I don't delete them, but I have audio of me saying how impressive. Who was the most impressive? Every fucking week it was this fucking kid, Rashaad Coward, because of what he did in the preseason. And Shane was right there too. Mm-hmm. And the fact of the matter is, you could possibly have your replacement for Bobby Massey right there. And in the interview, he talked about guard play too, Shane.
Yeah, and those are the types of guys that Ryan Pace doesn't get enough credit for. Is these guys? You look at this team. You look at Bryce Callahan. You look at Roy Robertson Harris. You look at Rashaad Coward. What do they have in common? They're undrafted guys that are making a difference, and those are the guys that you want to fill out your roster. Kevin Tolliver, he's still on the 53, and he's not perfect yet, but he's still going. He's still out there taking bullets and learning on the fly, and that's going to pay off for the Bears.
This guy's getting reps. This guy's getting valuable game.
Yep.
I mean, the Tampa game, he comes in, Aldo, we're there. He holds himself well. He can. Those things don't go by the wayside.
No, and not to go back, but we're talking about, if you were to bring in a guy like Le'Veon Bell, well, you got to re-sign a guy like Bryce Callahan. So if you don't have to invest money, to bring Bobby Massey back with an extension, if you believe in Coward, that money that you're paying Coward can offset and go over to a guy like Bryce Callahan to bring him back, because you're buying yourself financial time with Rashaad Coward, to go out there. So it's all part of the puzzle, and it's going to be fascinating to see how this turns out, because this is the thing that gets me the most excited about the Bears. Is in my lifetime, the Bears, if they needed something, they'd have to go out and get it. They never had it. If somebody got hurt, then it was a 7, 8, 9, 10-year vet behind them that had no upside. But now, Danny Trevathan is a fabulous football player. Roquan Smith, fabulous. We have fucking Nick Kwiatkowski and Iggy behind them. in the, you know what I mean, waiting there. I've never seen this happen. You have Kevin Tolliver back there.
Right.
You know, it's just things like that we don't see. I was on Twitter on Thanksgiving morning blasting, you know, how are we using Mazzell? How is he a part of this game plan? After the game, I can't complain about him. He wasn't perfect, but the fucking guy went out there and made plays.
Yeah, he caught the ball. He
Yeah.
made a play. But the other thing, going back to Coward, though, the thing that really stands out about him, Aldo, is that dog.
Yeah.
Like, you can't teach that kind of angry aggressiveness to couple athleticism. So Vic Fangio, I mean, the kid admitted it. You could hear the cheeriness and delight in his voice, and he's got to learn it all. To Shane's point, that is rare air. I don't think anybody realizes. Like, listening to this fucking show, there's like 1 out of every million kid is playing in the NFL. So when we get fired up with some of these players, I mean, they're all athletes. You know, Mike Burton's an athlete. He just mentally, he does not. He's 238 pounds. He plays like he's 201. That's easy for me. This kid is 330 pounds, and he moves like a tight end. Now, the fucking Philadelphia Eagles that Shane always harps on and talks about them, one thing they do is they find potential talent that could move athletically. They drafted the rugby player from Australia. The fucking left tackle, who was the best left tackle in the league, Peters, at one point, he was a former tight end.
Yeah.
Undrafted. That became the best in the whole fucking league. So where you find these guys, I remember a long time ago when I first got on Twitter, there was this writer arguing with me with a blue check mark about undrafteds aren't important. And I went fucking ballistic. Oh, yeah. I went fucking ballistic. I go look at Wes Welker. I listed down all these Wayne Corbett, Wes Welker. And I was just
Go look at the Seahawks team that won the Super Bowl. Look how many undrafted free agents they had on the
Look at fucking Trey Burton, undrafted. Trey Burton. Taylor Gabriel, undrafted. We could go down and down, and it always comes back to that. So it's not where you start, it's where you finish is a very, very important phrase in my life because it's the truth. Look at Bears Barroom. Everybody, what did they say, Aldo? Shit ain't gonna fucking work. Can't talk for 3 hours. No one's gonna listen to Philatosha for 3 hours. Fucking live to hear my song, you fucks.
Speaking of songs, here's another one.
Oh, I sent you the one with Dan intro here.
Oh, that's right. Hold on a second.
Fuck, we gotta hear that. This guy is like our new. We need a different. What do we call someone that comes on the show and has
you can do the Dan intro and then the short version.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be long.
Who's ready to rock out with their cock out? This is Bears Up and Bears Down.
See, it was worth it.
Barroom Radio. A bear up, a bear down. It's Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. A bear up, bear down. It's Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. A bear up, a bear down. It's Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. A bear up, a bear down. It's Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. A bear up. This week, Draft Dr. Phil and Shane Marsaw, the smartest man in the bar rooms. Bear ups and bear downs of the week. A bear up, a bear down. Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around there watching the tape and weighing. The game is done. The Bears have lost and won. They're playing the tape and grading. men around there watching the tape and waiting.
I still can't believe Sandy Tom got
done. The Bears have lost or won, they're playing. The boys are grading. Cheeto blockies, I take them out like my girlfriend. Smack 'em, flip 'em, and stick 'em until you can't bend. Till then I'm sim, I got hype credential. Barflies throwing out fraud brothers like Nintendo. 5'7" kind of a small one, but I still store bums. Key suckers in doldrums. As I'm speaking and taking a change in my English, I quickness to get rich. I like chalk, but not chips. Connecticut in the house, but the barroom's where I live. I'll pay it up, pay it down. Draft doctor.
We gotta get all these lyrics down, man.
Sound like Dan. Gotta send me the lyrics.
You know, the swag shop, they offer canvases that we can print stuff on. We can print some of the lyrics to some of your songs. Yeah, and that would be a great gift for some of our diehard barflies.
Oh, I like this idea.
Could you print my eulogy on there? Heidi fucking murdered me last week. Thank you, Heidi.
I got since Dan is going to be doing all these drops, I got some ideas on drops that he can do for us.
Send me your ideas, because he only works through me.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That's awesome.
He's like, I only work through you. No, he works through me or Shane.
Oh, my God.
Shane had me fucking laughing so hard. It was better than the cock, whatever.
Yeah.
This guy loves him some cock, though, right?
Yeah, he does.
Rock out with your cock. But
what was the
Shane
first one that
the
we
fun.
set? What was that first one that we set him? You were fucking
rectum. Nearly killed him.
Rectum, damn near killed him. Yeah.
Rectum, damn near killed him. Was that from Black Sheep or Tom Boy?
A Black Sheep.
Oh my God, I miss Chris Farley.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, this is the part of the show where we look back at the previous Chicago Bears game, and Shane and Phil determine who was their Bear down player, a guy that just didn't live up to expectations, and their Bear up player, the guy that they said, that motherfucker deserves some praise. I'm going to spin the bottle here, and it lands on Draft Doctor. Phil, who is your Bear down player?
I don't know if I want to be controversial tonight and get
hurry up
haters.
and pick your guy so I can hear who it is, so then I can go to the bathroom while you're talking.
I'm gonna go with Leonard Floyd, and the reason is, in being truthful, I just think that he just doesn't show up. He stands too high. He continually gets bodied out. The plays where the tight end are blocking him solo and pushing him out of bounds. I mean, it needs to be better. It hasn't gotten better. He makes a couple plays here and there. And like Shane was said, it only takes a couple with Jordan Howard to have a big game. Well, he had that sack. He had a nice pressure. And that was 2 weeks ago. So, and then he's in Detroit, and the defensive line is busting their ass, and he disappears, and he should be able to win one-on-ones, and he's just not doing it. He's too light, and I think as you get into the playoff chase like you are, and you're going against the Rams offensive line, they're going to fucking anywhere he lines up, Aldo, not to jump ahead, they're going to fucking check, and they're going to run Gurley right at his ass. And if he's getting fucking mauled, it's a problem. So he's got to make a choice right now. And it's like, you need to win and do something really good. It's almost like it's convenient to say, because Brian Perez came on, if you remember, and he was like ripping him. And then he was praising him in the beginning, like, well, he's played solid versus the run. He's played solid. No, he's played he's not good. He's average. I want good, and I really think the remedy is Roy Robb there. I truly do. They're in nickel 83% of the time. What a 4-3 under is, Shane? is a 4-3 look with a nickel corner. The kid that we're trying to get in the Pro Bowl that they don't have a fucking ballot for, even though the league is in nickel over 80% of the time. Every team in this league is playing nickel. That position is relevant. I'm sorry, Mike Burton's is not. So do something about it. But I digress back. Leonard Floyd is my bear down this week.
I'm disappointed in his play, but I don't think he deserves being a bear down. I don't know, man. Shane, what do you think?
The thing that gets me with Floyd is he's the ultimate cock tease. He really is, because to keep the cock theme going. But what drives me nuts, and I don't know, Phil, if you feel the same way, but when I go back and I'm watching on tape, I find myself just fucking looking at him and wanting to reach through the fucking screen and just like fucking push him and be like, "Oh my God, can you just fucking go? Want to get to the quarterback. Don't just fucking lose and then quit."
We haven't talked about this, and that's exactly. I look at this rookie, Shane.
Yeah.
Roquan Smith doesn't have that athleticism. He's relentless.
Yeah, he doesn't have that. He doesn't have the fight. If he loses initially, he's fucking done. It's done.
It's all right.
He'll accept. You know who Leonard Floyd is right now. Leonard Floyd is a guy that will accept 4-12 every year of his career and be fine with it. Oh my God. You know what I mean?
And you know what? My buddy, he coaches a great football team here in Connecticut. He said to me, "You know what Leonard Floyd is, Shane? It's almost like what you're saying. He's content if he did his assignment.
Yeah.
He's not the guy that does his assignment and peeks back inside and sees the cutback coming and goes fucking 90 miles an hour to get it.
Yeah,
He's content that he held his gap, and on tape, he did his job. And that's the difference between Mac and Leonard Floyd.
Yeah, and I mean, to put it in easier terms, even you watch that pick six versus Detroit that Eddie Jackson had, and see how early he diagnosed that play and where he came from.
Yep.
He diagnosed it. He saw it, and he went. I mean, that play, it's such a split-second play, but he wasn't going to be stopped. You know what I mean? Leonard is, if he's just going to be involved in the play, that's enough for him.
Yeah, exactly.
He's content with Khalil Mack being over there on the other, on the opposite side of him, going in and making all the plays, because him being a part of a good defense is fine by him. He doesn't have that extra gear to want to get there and to want. Phil, you know how it is. We all played sports. If you had a guy, if you were the man on your team, and then somebody else comes in.
Exactly, bro.
You're like,
that's what I want to fucking wipe Aldo's nose with, right? If fucking Khalil Mack shows up, you are fucking Leonard fucking Floyd, the first round fucking pick. That's you on notice, bitch.
Yeah.
Ho. Hey, ho. Hey, ho, wake up. Hi, ho. It's off to work you go. Get the fuck to the quarterback.
Yeah.
That's your job. He's not here to play fucking read option well. Oh, he read it well. Fucking please, guys. This isn't. I cheer for the jersey. It frustrates me, Mike Burton. It frustrates me. Everything you said, Shane.
Yeah.
I would be the shortest fucking guy competing. Aldo would be the fucking shortest guy competing. You would be the fucking tallest guy competing, probably. Whatever. It's like someone comes in to make you better, should rise your game up. And he's the only guy, like you said. He's content. You know who he is? He's an actor. That's the understudy. And they pray every night in Broadway, the blog. that fucking the star will show up so they don't have to fucking go on stage and perform. If that's who he is, fuck. Okay, where's Denny Green? He is who I fucking thought he was.
Right? Yeah, there's...
Give him the fucking hook at this point. Get him the fuck out. Get Roy Robb in the... I swear, if I'm wrong about this, I will fucking take a 2-week break. I'm not fucking wrong. Roy Robb off the edge will do more for your football team in one fucking game than anyone could even comprehend. I mean, it's very... Am I going to fucking lead you wrong, Barflies? No, I'm not. 95 is a fucking animal being used the wrong way. I will say that. I really believe it. That guy can be something, oh my God. Just let him be next to Hicks.
Mm-hmm.
And let Mack be over there. And let Nichols or Goldman play. And see what you can do with those animals. That's the difference, Shane.
All right. Well, now it is. It is time for Shane's. It is time for Shane's bear down player.
Well, it's not Leonard Floyd. That's 25 minutes later. Mine's going to be on the other side of the ball, and it's going to be one of our big free agent acquisitions, number 80, Mr. Trey Burton.
Oh, yeah.
Great pick.
Thought Trey took one on the chin this week. You know,
The holding call was a piece of shit call.
Yeah, no, I hear you, but you know, you can't have drops. You can't have. You can't let the. I know there was a lot of people that didn't think that was a fumble. I thought it was clear as hell that he had possession and then got it punched out.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a fumble. I thought it was so close.
To me, I guess I didn't see it that way, but
no, you were right.
I don't know. The thing that just the normal fans may not realize, and I know, Phil, you realize this, Trey Burton is making an impact by not catching the ball just with how he's dictating some coverages. He's opening up a lot for other guys by not even catching the ball. But this, to me, is one thing that comes back to Nagy on, and even on to Mitch. Mitch has missed a lot of wide open. I mean, he's missed Trey Burton wide open a lot. I mean, shit, he was my bear down. You saw it down the seam in this game in Detroit. He had him, but you know, it's at the end of the day, it's on Trey for those. You know, the holding penalty. Yes, you can question, but you know, your big money acquisition that wants to make your hay as the guy. You can't have those down spots on a young team that's, you know, trying to build up the way that the Bears are going to. You know, we ended up winning the game, yes, but I need to see more from Trey Burton. Mitch needs to get him more involved, and I think Matt Nagy maybe needs to make him a little bit more of a focal point on some plays rather than just down in the red zone if they're rolling out or on a shovel pass or something like that. Because this guy, Phil, you know, he can attack the seams. He's special athletically.
He is special,
and he's got speed.
He's always open.
He was a guy that I really expected going into the season was going to be have the most receptions on the team and you know, really blow up. But
another Bears barroom pat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deserve it.
Yeah, there you go. So, I thought Trey took one on the chin, like I said, and the only reason I was a little bit hesitant of it, I know this is the NFL, these guys are pros, but we haven't seen a stretch like this. You know, you're talking about the 3 games, 12 days, and then what did it end up be, 2 games, and was it 88 hours or 85 hours? Mm-hmm. That's, you know, never been done in NFL history. So I know that there was probably a lot of tired guys out there, but this isn't the time of year for excuses. You got to go out there, you got to produce. And when you do get the ball, you have to make a play. You can't let it get stripped. So, Trey Burton, you were my bear down this week.
Take that, Danny Shimon. I told him on Bears on Tap, Trey Burton didn't have a good game. He goes, well, except for that one drop pass, I thought he played well. And I'm like, dude, you were clearly having a lot too much to drink on Thanksgiving dinner. All right. Hey, it is time to move to the Bear Up segment. I got to play this little song first.
Who's ready to rock out with their cock out? This is Bears Up and Bears Down.
All right, it is time for the Bear Up player.
It's not a fucking beanie or a toque. It's a fucking Scully, for God's sake.
I got to be honest. I'll be honest, though. I've never heard
a toque in my life.
I think that's a northern New York, Canada thing, because I've heard toque a lot. Yeah,
I never heard.
But yeah, I've never
heard a toque in my life. I heard a tooch. You heard of a tooch?
I've heard of beanie. I'd never heard of Scully.
You never heard of Scully?
Not in a hat. I've never
really
a winter hat, knit hat like that. I've never heard of it called a Scully. No.
That's all I ever heard growing up and going to New York and Long Island. That's all I ever heard. Fucking Scully.
Yeah.
Hey, you think?
Or winter hat when you had the flip up with the bear C and the little pom pom on the top. That's a winter hat. But the no just attached to your fucking skull. That's a Scully. Fucking Francesa calls it a fucking beanie, for God's sake. I just can't get into beanie. It's like, all I think of is those little fucking stuffed animals that fucking Ashos Mashley used to collect.
Well, I think about those
beanie babies.
I think about those French caps, that the artists. That's a beanie to me. Anyway, hey, I wonder if
sorry, I had to get that out there. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I got to get this out there.
I was fucking smoking
reefer.
Smoking fucking reefer.
You think
I can't believe we didn't get that drop after.
I know. You think that Dan Aguirre would do some like Andrew Dice Clay nursery rhymes for us?
Dude, he will do whatever you want me to tell him to do.
All right, I got one here.
So you ready?
I got one. He'll do this one. Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet. A light bulb was stuck up her ass. It woke up the spider who lived deep inside her. He said, "Hey, put on Bears Barroom Radio, you dumbass."
Shane, can you copy that? Text it to Shane.
Yeah.
And then Shane will give it to him, and we'll get him to say it before this fucking show is over.
No, you know what we got. You know what we got to do.
Let's call.
We call Locked On with Dan.
No, we have to coordinate something so we can do an Ebony and Ivory type song with Aldo's mom.
Aaron Rodgers, please do me a favor, okay? Kiss my beautiful ass.
And Dan. Make it like, 30 to 45 seconds or maybe a minute and a half where they're going back and forth.
Pottery and ivory.
There you go. That's hilarious.
Donald Trump tried to build a wall. He forgot we are free.
How about this one? Twinkle, twinkle, little star. She blew me under my roof. No, it's good. What the fuck? I fucked it up. I fucked it up.
Are you making this up?
Yeah, I'm making these up.
I like this.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. She blew me under my sunroof. I bought her dinner. She had fun. Now it's time to listen to Bears 100 Proof.
Oh, Jesus. Let me stick to the rhyme.
Sunroof Proof. I was trying to work that in anyway.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. She was blowing me under the sunroof in my fucking car.
So we got the delivery, though.
Then she came up. There was cum on her tooth.
Cum on her tooth.
Damn, that bitch loved 100 proof.
That's better than mine. Shane, did it rhyme because of all those delays and him laughing? Or
Yeah, it rhymes.
That was better than some of Phil's tweet of the week, intros.
Do you need me to repeat it for you?
No, I think we got
It's not very often you can rhyme, come on your tooth with Bears 100 proof.
I never would have thought of it, I'll tell you that.
Gotta give him
Shows you how skilled I am.
Yeah, gotta get.
That's why you keep me around.
I'll call Phil tomorrow while he's at work and he's gonna be in his office. Janice, you wouldn't even fucking realize what I did last night. I fucking had a rhyme with fucking cum on your tooth and the fucking radio show that I'm on, Bears 100 Proof.
Oh, my gosh. All right. I want to remind everybody that this show is sponsored by the National Organization of Women.
Actually, Aldo, I have a
picking
great
outside my
idea.
door.
For Christmas, you are so, he's skilled at writing. Aldo is. Not song lyrics, but
that's for sure.
He actually is pretty good at song. You give me the direction.
I give you a little inspiration, and then here,
exactly.
take it and run.
And that's true. But this is something you could do: is write. What is that book? The Christmas book where
Christmas
up
Carol?
on the roof there arose such a clatter.
Oh,
the night before Christmas.
Night before Christmas. Okay. So you write a night before Christmas 100 proof edition.
I can do
and
that.
Dan will record and read it.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
There you go.
Fucking A.
There you go.
Have it
But
tomorrow
we need him to read it like dirty fucking old man sex guy, though, right?
Yes.
Oh my God. He could do it in 3 characters.
Is there any other Dan Aguirre other than dirty old man?
Are we essentially describing Ronnie the limo driver right now?
Dan is our Ronnie.
I love you, Dan Aguirre. You are a
Dan's going to
godsend.
introduce every guest, Aldo.
Oh, cool.
Right?
Yeah, we want to do our Saturday Night Live type intro tonight on 100 Proof.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Magoo, live from Northwest Indiana.
Chachi and his balls.
All right, we
Mike
are moving
Tick
on.
Blitz.
Speaking of Tick Splits, get your submissions in. I think we got
Get those submissions in. How many we got?
I think there's 5 or 6 so far. So I would love to see 15 or 20.
As a judge, I've not heard any. Do I have to go on a special day to listen, or?
No, I'll take care of sending them all to you, and then I'll give you a date as to when I need your vote by.
Okay.
Howie Mandel had tweeted his out today.
Yeah, I retweeted his.
Yeah.
My boy, Joey Two Scoops. He's on my shout-out list.
I thought it was a good one. He did very
What'd you think?
Yeah.
You don't want to give away any grades?
No, not yet.
Just move your eyes if you liked it. Up and down. Oh, there you go. Now I know.
Well, I'm not a judge. I thought it was fucking awesome.
You want to be a judge? Does Michael Halatek over at Tixblitz even know who you are?
No.
I'm trying to figure out if he knows. Can we talk about this?
Yes,
Mike,
go ahead.
Shane is a key ingredient to Bears Bar. Ben Drskula, although I love him, is not a key ingredient to Bears Bar. He is a barfly, but Shane is a star. I mean,
he is a star.
You don't get a star on fucking.
I'm the fucking guy that goes on everybody's
Shore.
Twitter. I'm the guy that goes on everybody's Twitter timelines, clicks on their likes to see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm that guy, right?
Yeah.
He's got his own
You
star.
can delete that.
I don't think anyone will get what the fuck you're talking about. You had to explain that to me for me to understand.
and I'm pretending to know what it means.
You remember that video I sent you, right?
Which one?
Yes.
Remember the video of you and your son-in-law, and then the screenshot scrolled up?
Oh, yes.
There's Aldo's son-in-law and him. Then
There's
me and
fucking ballroom.
There's fucking ballroom. Can we hear that now, real quick?
I can't.
Cue it up. Well, so there's Aldo and his son-in-law. There's me and Steph with a nice picture of us before we went out on date night. And then there's everything else going on.
Oh, no, that was Aldo didn't see that one.
That was like a spraying.
That was in like a
squirter shot.
That was in like a group text of me, you, and Bobby, I think it was. I sent it. There was a picture of Phil and Steph. Wait, how was it? Yeah.
We're on the bottom.
Yeah, Phil and Steph were on the bottom. In the middle was the Bears Barroom logo. And then on top was some chick getting squirting all over the place. And I said, fucking poor Bears Barroom's involved in a porno shoot right now.
That was only on your timeline, you dirty-minded.
Yeah, no, it wasn't on my timeline. No.
What the fuck? I just said we need a turnover, and we got it! Bears fucking barroom!
I love it. When are we scheduling him on?
Let's see.
Shout out to him at the firehouse, by the way.
It depends on if the marriage works out, right, Aldo? If you're going to let him on the show.
Yeah, let's wait till after the wedding.
All right, so we're getting you on after the wedding. Or if the Bears win the Super Bowl, you gotta fucking come on here and scream.
Well, let me tell you, too, his brother, both of these guys together, oh, man, we got to have them both on. And these guys are like super passionate fantasy football guys. They are watching football games with their computers on and seeing the scores move, from 42, 43 points. 43.5 points.
I can't do that, man. I just can't.
I check my score after the Bears game.
Yeah.
That's how I deal with fantasy.
Yeah, by the way, Phil, you got your ass kicked this week.
My God, I got served. Who was that?
Did you
Who beat
submit?
me?
I don't know. I don't follow it that closely, but I just happened to see, that you lost by 100 points. It looked like you didn't even submit a lineup because your score was so low. Did you forget?
My God! Everything.
What did that asshole do? Draft Jordan Howard #1 overall? Or something?
I got 2.5 points from Howard.
Oh man, that hurts when you have the first
Gore
overall
had
pick.
8.5. No, I got fucking Drew Brees.
Yeah, that was.
I'm in first place, Shane.
Are you?
I lost though. Yeah, I was 8-3 or 7-3, whatever it was last week. Now I lost.
We're supposed. Did we do Bear Up? I don't even remember.
No, we got to do our Bear Up, motherfucker.
All right, Phil, it is time for you to tell us who the Bear Up player is.
Well, this is an easy layup and a quick pick six to the end zone. I mean, Eddie Jackson, talk about a play. These games, that's why we get upset here. And pardon me for yelling at you, Barflies or Bears fans that are worrying about the Rams 2 weeks from now. Part of the reason is because any given Sunday, that was a close game, 12 days rest, anything could happen. Eddie Jackson doesn't make that play, who knows what could transpire. You got fucking LeGarrette Blount looking like he's Earl Campbell out there. So he makes the critical play in the critical moment. The guy is spectacular. 5 touchdowns, as Shane texted me. I put it in the rant live, literally. 5 touchdowns to Julio Jones' 6. I mean, it's amazing, that kind of number. And the football player himself, we've been hard on him for his tackling displays, and he had one whiff in the game that was pretty bad too. But he more than made up for it and makes up for it with these kind of big, thought-out, felt just instinctive football plays that change the dynamic. And there's something to be said about a football player that's around the football. It's one of those things you can't figure out in an interview. You got to figure it out on tape. The kind of charismatic character this kid is, it's contagious. And thank God we got him in the 4th round. I know Shane was worried about this giant rod, just like our boy who would suck Aaron Rodgers' cock.
I wasn't worried about that.
I would be willing to suck Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly.
Eddie Jackson at Alabama was always nicked up. He was always a guy that was missing practice because of it, and he got benched for lack of physical play.
I know.
Saban pulled, and we saw that.
We see it here
in
sometimes.
Miami. Yeah, so that was my biggest concern, that he was always nicked up. And you're talking Chicago Bears and safeties. Ooh, we're bringing in a safety that's always nicked up in college. What's going to happen in the NFL? So, yeah, that was my biggest concern. I never questioned the talent. The talent was always there.
I'm just kidding with you. Come on, bro. You're like, if the people don't know, you're my favorite character on this show.
out of the three of us.
No, but seriously, what a tremendous play, Shane. I mean, you saw it. The guy is a huge instrumental, and that's so awesome about this football team. The energy, he's a part of that. They're doing dances in the end zone. When guys on defense score, the exuberance and the energy and the who's going to get the next one in the next game. That's why I think it's so important to be so aggressive against the Giants, because you could just fucking blow them out.
Well, Phil, too, he just for whatever reason, if he whiffed on that and didn't catch it, I think
huge play.
Oh yeah. And I mean, if you watch back, Galladay, actually, it could have easily been offensive pass interference. He totally pushes off Amukamara.
Oh my God, they got away with some shit. Yeah. They never call it fair for the Bears. It's like, what do we have to do to get a call?
But another credit
Khalil Mack get fucking tackled 3 times in this game.
That's ridiculous.
Another credit to Eddie Jackson and the coaching staff, as he brought up. He said all of our tape study and our coaches all told us 3rd down, he's going flat. So he was there, and I mean,
how shitty is Matt Stafford?
Well,
he's like who is he now? He's like a fucking nobody,
without Golden Tate. Yeah, he's nothing.
Yeah, it was funny, because you know how it is, we're tweeting things live during the game, and I was looking through my timeline real quick, and I saw like 3 or 4 people that aren't Bears fans that I follow, and they're like, oh, it's just about getting ready. It's just about time for the Stafford pick 6 on Thanksgiving. Happens every year. Yeah. And it was like literally 35 seconds later. I'm like, oh, no shit.
That should have been a tweet of the week candidate.
I know. I'm saying Aldo and I are fucking step for step. I'm surprised.
He's ridiculous.
Stafford's the classic case of just boom or bust. You know what I mean? He's either going to go absolutely bonkers, or he's just going to be in the shit house. And he's not
Would you want that as your quarterback, Aldo, right now?
Well, over Trubisky, no. I'm satisfied with where Trubisky is headed, and I think we've already seen the best of Matthew Stafford.
Did it surprise you that Risden took Mitch Trubisky?
You know what? I was a little bit surprised with him on that. So, and I respect Jeff's football opinion immensely. I don't like you. I don't always agree with it, but the guy puts the work in. He's out there, especially on the collegiate level. He goes out to the combine.
Oh yeah.
He does all the work, looks at the tape and stuff. So I respect that opinion. Absolutely. I was a bit surprised though when he picked Trubisky.
Right now, I mean, I wouldn't, but Aldo, would you take Kirk Cousins right now over Mitch?
No.
Hell fucking no.
Me either. And there's Phil, that was one of the things that we talked about before the season.
Ridiculous.
84 million guaranteed from that guy, and he's very average to me.
Yeah.
And I know you can win with average, but you can't get where you want to go.
Right. I'll tell you what, that defense is, watching the tape again, their defense is very fucking technically sound as well. And their corners get away with shit that I've never seen.
Have they had an update on Rhodes yet?
No, I haven't seen anything.
That I know. That's gonna be.
He looked like he got shot, man.
Yeah, that was nasty.
He was just standing. It's not that he even went down, really. He was just, to me, that he had to have. That was more than a strained hamstring.
Well,
the way that
Eddie Jackson, bear up.
Here's an update. Mike Zimmer is saying that it isn't serious, despite what the TV doctors said. The injury is very mild.
Oof.
So he should be back in a week or two.
Well, that dude gets away with more fucking contact downfield. Him in 22. I can't. The tape doesn't lie. I put it on the tape. They're fucking holding Allen Robinson 9, 12 yards down.
He couldn't stop 87 though on that 2-point conversion. Even though he tried to.
What's his update, Shane? 87. Is he back?
They haven't had anything yet. That's why
tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah, it'll be tomorrow because we haven't heard anything on Mitch or what's your take? What's your gut telling you guys on Mitch? Do you think he plays?
I say he plays.
I say no.
Shane, you're the deciding vote.
Well, the reason I say no is just because Nagy is so conservative with these injuries, and if he's not 100%, he's not going to go out there, and I doubt that he's 100%.
He was out with Chase Daniel and
Mike Burton.
And no, Mike Burton wasn't there. It was Adam Shaheen, and he was moving around. He was moving around. No. He was out. Was it Friday? It might have been Friday night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I honestly think he could play. Now the play is this, Aldo. Do you rest him because you think like what you did with Allen Robinson and Khalil Mack to give him another 7 days of rest? So that's the question. To me, I think you play football players. You play.
Yeah, and I think there's a difference with young quarterback still learning than there is with bringing back. We saw Khalil Mack didn't have a fucking offseason, and he came in and you saw what he did versus Green Bay. Allen Robinson has been in the league for a while. I think if he can, Nagy himself said, and Mitch was pissed,
right?
That he couldn't play. So
he's champing at the bit, Shane. Champing. To me, that tells me that if Mitch was pissed, that it wasn't Mitch. It wasn't Mitch's decision to sit him down. And to that effect, if that's true, it's Aldo's probably right. Then if it's Pace and Nagy and. Well, here we'll just roll right into this because my bear up is going to be Chase Daniel. Yes,
because
good job.
You can't overlook a guy he had 78 career passes coming into that game, and as big of a deal as it is to play your backup quarterback, today you just never know. I never was not confident in Chase. Just because, he'd been around that offense, been in it for 5 years. You knew Matt Nagy was very comfortable with him. I never, he wasn't perfect, but, he made those plays to the touchdown to Mizell, and the one he missed another one to Tariq Cohen that he really could have easily had 3 touchdown passes. But I think he's the ultimate game manager, and I think if he does play again, I think him getting that full game under his belt is only going to make Chase Daniel better. this week coming up. And I think that's what they have to look at. And, you can't, as much as we want it to be about New York, especially with you guys going to the game, Phil, this isn't just about this weekend. This is about Mitch in 2019, 2020, and beyond. So that's, you have to protect your investment there. So I could easily see him being sat down. But then again, if he's ready to go, he's ready to go.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. I agree 100% with you. If he's ready, then yeah. I just wonder. I'm a little hesitant as to whether he's ready or not. If he's totally pain-free and that shoulder is 100%, then he's got to play. You don't just rest him. That's bullshit.
How pissed were you about Harrison Smith's fine?
What was it, 10 grand? That's all?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. But you come to expect it from the NFL. They fine Leonard Floyd more money for not hitting anybody.
How is that possible?
Floyd's is like 38 grand, right, or something bullshit like that.
That's crazy.
Now someone said, "Well, because
no wonder he's
the
afraid
second time."
No wonder he's afraid to sack somebody.
He's like, I ain't touching that motherfucker.
You gonna pay my fine?
Hey ho.
But yeah, the bullshit tweets saying that who was that sent it out that Mitch, like really blaming it on Mitch because Mitch dove head first.
Oh my God!
What are you watching?
This is that Viking fan that was trolling me.
Yeah.
He's like, what are you talking about? He went down. And I go, once he goes down, he's giving himself up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. He can't get up and pick up and run anymore. That's it. Fucking dude totally went down. He fucking played dirty that whole game. And I hope he gets what he deserves coming back to him.
You know that there's going to be certain Bears who are going to be targeting him on that last regular season game.
I loved how Jordan Howard fucking threw him out of there.
Mm-hmm.
I hope Jordan puts his fucking helmet right in his chest cavity and fucking concaves or contorts his fucking rib cage and knocks the wind out of him.
The last two games that Mitch has played in, you've seen, late hits. You saw the one out of bounds in Soldier Field.
That's right.
From the linebacker there, and he was, Jesus Christ, 5-6 yards out of bounds, and he still hit him late.
That was the kid from Detroit, Davis, yeah. And then the Harrison Smith, but Harrison Smith has been a great football player. I've just never personally been a fan, but I think you kind of see, you could tell. I mean, if you run that back and look at him, he's got that, fuck you, I know exactly what I just did look on his face.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the shit that
But imagine if Adrian Amos did that to Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind, or fucking Amos did it to Aaron Rodgers. The fine would be clearly 30-something thousand. Mm-hmm. He might get suspended. So it's like, this isn't a conspiracy. It's so oblivious. It's oblivious to the rule. I mean, in that game alone, it did, what's his name get fined, Shane? Hendricks for a shot at Miller right in the fucking face with his helmet.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think he did.
Yeah, I don't think.
Unbelievable. And the only one that said that was completely illegal is the dude Gene, what do you call him? Sachator?
Sachator, yeah.
Statutory rape, yeah. oh, that's my
once
uncle.
Was a girl from Nantucket.
I'm just watching on my TV when we're recording. I'm always running back the previous game, and I'm at it shows you how long we've been recording. I'm just at the Eddie Jackson pick 6 and just watching Kenny Galladay on that. Mm-hmm. How that is not, oh my God, that is OPI so clearly. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered anyway with the pick 6, but Holy shit! They never did throw a flag on that.
They don't.
If you go back and watch that. Just look.
Trey Burton gets called for a hold.
Yeah.
He goes around the guy.
Split second. Yeah.
He taps him and then kind of like assists him where he's already going. Mm-hmm. That's what you want to do. And they fucking threw a flag on that play.
Well, Phil, on that play, on that pick play that you're talking about, Allen Robinson did the same fucking thing that Trey Burton did in Miami.
Exactly. They picked up the flag.
Yep.
They got it right, at least. I swear to God, I lost it in my house. My wife's like, it's so weird because we're at your parents' house on Thanksgiving. Your sons are playing with these fire trucks or whatever there, and you fucking get up like a ball of lightning, like, what the fuck? And the two kids don't even flinch. They're just so used to it. It's like, my mom's like, they didn't even move. They didn't even react.
Yeah, they're numb to that in my house, too.
All right, guys, it is time. You know what? With 1 hour Rashaad Coward, the show is going to be 4 hours by the time we are done. So let's play a little closing music here. There it is.
Hey, you know the big difference between this show tonight with Adam Hoge and the last time we had him on? Do you remember Aldo's intro to that last show?
Yes.
The Scottie Pippen one? You remember that one?
God.
That was a mistake. Oh, my God.
I remember that next morning. I remember that next morning, Phil and I literally called each other at the same time. I'm like, hey, you listen to the show? He's like, bro, what the fuck was that all about?
I didn't even know what it was.
Yeah, that was...
Shane had to tell me what it was.
A very bad creative decision on my part. You know, there's an old saying in the TV producing business that when you're done with the show, if you're still thinking, man, should I have put that in? Should I have put that in? If you're still thinking that, you should not have put it in. Right. And I was thinking about it for days later. Why the fuck did I put that in? Anyway, let's do some shout-outs, guys.
Shane keeps getting you.
I was telling myself that I had to remember because I was driving down the road today. I'm like, fucking Gandia, man, that Scottie Pippen thing was the last time Hoge was on. I got to mention that tonight.
I should try to find that because that was.
Yeah, no, let it sit. Let it sit.
Well, that's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
Actually, that drop came from that Pippen thing. Which drop is it? It is.
How about you can put it in at the end of the show?
Yeah, the whole thing?
Yeah.
This drop came from that.
This time it works at the end.
This woman is making a rant, doing a rant about Kobe Bryant, Scottie Pippen, and this is one of the things she says.
Now I hope this shit goes viral. I want everybody to hear what I say.
I love her attitude.
That was a great drop when we had the Blitz guys on.
Yeah. You got to get BG to talk like that on the Tick Splits promo.
That would be good.
Now, let me tell you motherfuckers right now. Start singing them jingles, motherfuckers.
This shit's cray-cray. There is no added prices.
I want to thank our buddies over at Tick Splits for their sponsorship of the show and their partnership.
My name is Shane Marsaw from Bears Barroom.
Tick Splits, let me introduce you to Shane Marsaw, who is the one of the top guys here. He's somewhere between God and Draft Dr. Phil. Let's go around for shout-outs. Shane, you want to start us off?
I was smoking fucking. We didn't get one tonight.
Show's not over.
No, I want to shout out the whole crew here. We had a short week too, just like the Bears did, and everybody had the condensed schedule. We went live with most of the shows there last week, and Aldo, you, Phil, myself, the Barfly Tailgate crew, Mike North, Buffon, BG, Danny Chimmin with you guys on tap. Who else am I missing? Anybody else?
Yeah, Goon in the Tooch.
Goon in the Tooch. Yeah.
Two guys that are gay, but they. Oh, sorry.
But they still like to spoon. Yeah. But no, to listening back to all the shows that were done last week, I mean, it just speaks to the quality content that we're pumping out here every week. And like I said, to do it in a condensed schedule and to go live with that, it's awesome to listen back to, and just want to shout out everybody involved. I know, Bobby wanted to do the Thanksgiving thing on Barfly Tailgate and called up there and had a good time with those guys. And just overall, the whole organization, I think everybody's stepped up their game, and just want to give everybody that's involved a shout out.
Nice.
Very well done. And I got to tell people, too, that as the season winds down and the playoff fever gets to a fever pitch here, it is Bears Barroom is going to have more programming than anybody else, and it's going to be good shit. We're just not going to throw shit out for the sake of throwing shit out. We're going to have great commentary. We're going to have great guests. We're going to have great entertainment. Phil's going to be.
We're going to have a ladies' night.
I think we need to have a ladies' night. Who would you like to have on the show that would represent?
Oh, yes, it's ladies' night. Aldo's feeling right.
That was pretty cool when we had Heidi on.
Heidi came out of nowhere.
Fucking put a shotgun right to the back of my fucking brain.
She had no hesitation. She came in with a game plan on that, man.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think she had been already plotting her fuck, marry, kill even before I asked the question. All right, Phil, give me some shout-outs.
Well, I got a lot of shout-outs, so I'm going to do them quick for Shane as best as I can.
Okay.
But I got to start out with Jenny Braggs Jr. Greg Braggs, his wife, actually helped my wife and myself with my son's thumb. Greg's wife is a nurse and just happened to text him, and she ended up really helping, and helping my wife means helping me. So I really wanted to shout her out. That was so nice. Brooks Pascal down in Texas. Brooke Pascal. I want to shout him out. Trey Busy. Steak and whiskey last week. That was a lot of fun. I want to shout him out. I want to shout out Rashaad Coward, Adam Hoge, the more handsome Adam. Hopefully Johns will step to the plate. Little Freddie Bradley across the pond, and his mom Stacy Bradley, John Bradley, the Bradley crew. I wanted to shout you guys out and wish you all the best. Little Freddie's doing a lot better, and
good to hear.
Yeah, so I want to shout him out. Nelson Daniels, Little Nicky. Finally found fucking Little Nicky. I thought Mike loved him so much he fucking hid him in his basement. I was like, where the fuck is Nicky? I don't know. He didn't show up. I don't know where he is.
He's in that box in the North's basement in that box.
He's a court jester at the North's campaign. Ryan Cox, Professor X down in Carolina. Isaiah Robles of Bears Turf on Facebook. I love you guys at Bears Turf. Shouting Bears Barroom out. Ryan, the Badgley. I'm going to meet you this Sunday. I'm looking forward to that. Sandy Tom from across the pond. I'm going to meet Sandy. Me and my wife, Bobby Bombs, are all going to be sitting together with Sandy Tom. We're going to document it for Bears Barroom. Obviously, it's going to be, I'm so looking forward, rain or shine, no matter what, I'm going to be there. Diddy, shout you out, Bobby Bombs, Tooch, Ryan Heckman over at the Windy City. I want to shout you out for your support and unwavering support for Bears Barroom in the network. Matt Lee, Joe Moscone, David Prince,
Matt Lee calls it a beanie, by the way.
I know, I heard. That's his West Coast influence. I don't think he hung out with me in the streets. Chris at Bouchanette. James Allen, a German Bears fan.
Nice.
Yeah, he reached out to me. Excuse me, he's from England. Sorry. There is a German Bears fan. I'm not good with geography, Shane. I'm going to get to
calling
the
a Mexican
fan.
a Puerto Rican, a Puerto Rican a Mexican.
Berlissimo, I know he's from England. Chachi, shouting Shane out. By the way, I'm shouting Shane out for spying Chachi Scully and sending it to him. That's just class, man. That really is. I wasn't intending on shouting your ass out tonight, but I gotta give it to you. You know, when you do things like that, it just says a lot about the person, and that's why I love this dude and what we do here. Dave Goldberg, Christina Marie Suarez from Facebook reached out to me. I fucking love your show. You guys are the fucking bomb. I listen every fucking week to Bears Hour Live and Bears 100 Proof. I really love your show.
Did Christina just get a longer shout out than I did?
Eric Edison. Eric Edison also reached out to me on Facebook. So we got to step up our Facebook promotion game, Bobby Bombs, and whoever else is promoting, because we getting some Facebook people reaching out, dipping into the waters of Bears Barroom. Aldo the barkeep pouring out shots. Speaking of shots, Dan Aguirre with a couple shots across the bow tonight. I love what he brought to the table. Super Barfly. Georgie's back, Shane.
He's back.
Georgie is back. Georgie JJ09.
All right, Georgie. Welcome back.
Yeah, he came back. Like, remember how my boy Pablo Jax left for a month because he pissed at Aldo? Now Georgie's back. Guess who's back? Georgie's back. Nick, this is the German fan. At Nick_Verhaw from Germany, listening to Bears Barroom across the pond in Germany. Lee Pendervest. Ashley Suter. Smashly Bear. I got it right. I'm asking Barflies to send me you singing or lip syncing, whatever you feel comfortable, the Bears 100 Proof theme song.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley Suter sent me a video.
Did she?
This girl might have a career in the rap game.
Really?
Bringing some lyrics. I can't wait to finish it up. Shout out to her.
Nice.
What's Wolf? Our boy at What's Wolf. Aaron Current. My boy from Kentucky, E.J. Jones, Bob Vance and his sons over there in East Haven, Connecticut. Represent. Gonna meet us up at the tailgate too. We got more Bear fans.
Wasn't that the refrigeration guy on The Office? Bob Vance Refrigeration?
I think it is. Bobby Vance Refrigeration. Chris Owens, the Pope, and last but not least, the Cal Bear, Ben Alexandre. Those are all my shout outs this week. I've been following Who's Bringing the Funk-tified tracks. This week, Ashley Suter was a standout, Shane.
She's a cutie pie, too, huh? Judging by her pictures that she's got up on Twitter.
Well, I don't judge other women like that, Aldo.
I do.
I wait until Hila leaves the next room before I judge.
Wait till Hila's out of the country.
She's finally going to come on the show.
Yeah.
She will.
One thing. One statement.
I
Can you
told
just
her.
have her say Bears 100 Proof?
I'll guarantee you this: if we make a big playoff run, She coming on a fucking show.
Yes. What are you going to be serving her to get her on the grappa? Some grappa.
If we win the fucking Super Bowl, I'll serve her whatever the fuck she wants.
What does she drink? Is she
she's
like
not a big drinker. She drinks Baileys.
I thought she was like
Russian. You give her one drink and she'll be sitting there fucking sipping on it for 6 hours.
Oh, so you gotta give her shots. That's the trick.
Yeah, she's never.
My buddy told me he was a fucking killer. I go, what are you fucking talking about? I'm a killer. I go, you're a killer from Long Island. I'm a killer. I go, what the fuck are you talking? I kill these fucking chicks. I go, yeah? He's like, I'm fucking banging some new chick every fucking night. I go, what? He's like, I got fucking game. He keeps going. I go, what's your secret? Fucking shots.
Yeah.
Fucking shots. That's how I do it. You get them fucking 2 fucking hot ball shots. Girls are ready to fucking party. There you go, Air Jim.
There you go.
There's the secret.
Secret. I've been fucking using that for 40 years.
I was like, fuck, you gave it away.
You think
what was the name of that shot? I got it.
Fireball, right?
Yeah.
I think I called it a hot ball.
Yeah.
Fucking Dan, we need a Dan drop. Did someone say hot ball?
I just got one shout out. It's to Bears Girl for all her hard work in getting that Black Friday sale up. We sold a few things. Thank you for all your hard work. And now she's under the weather. So drop her a note on Twitter and say, hope you get better. She's a little under the weather, but she's going to bounce back like the trooper that she is. So I want to also say that, remember, if you drink, please do not drive. And always join me, guys. Bear down!
Bear down!
Oh, yeah. Because I got high.
BG got diarrhea? Like that,
I don't know about that.
I was eating Metamucil. I was in class one day.
Ooh. Rashaad, we're going to need you to come downstairs.
Yo.
Come down there in 5 minutes.
Oh, here it is.
Bears Barroom 100 Proof welcomes from your 8-3 Chicago Bears. He used to play defense, now he's on the O-line. It's Rashaad Coward. Welcome to 100 Proof.
He started out rough and tough in Brooklyn. He got in trouble all the time and they called him a hoodlum. But then he found this great game and he began to, we got Rashaad, we got Rashaad, we got Rashaad. Da 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 da. Football is the thing that helped him turn it around. Come on, check it out. It wasn't perfect at first and there were ups and downs. The more he played, the more the scouts were, oh my God, yo, we got Rashaad, we got Rashaad, we got Rashaad. Da 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 da. He started out with the Bears on the defensive line. Drafted only motivated him in his mind. Ooh. He's now an offensive tackle, and we're in awe. Because we got Rashaad, we got Rashaad, we got Rashaad. Bring it back. Fangio questioned him, you wanna play 10 years? Gonna move you to the other side and extend your career. Now Barroom is glad that they can cheer. In all, we got Rashaad, we got Rashaad, we got Rashaad. We got 6'6" and angry from She's Head Bay. Go Brooklyn, go Brooklyn. Doubters and haters said 53. There's no way. Now he's coming up and he's ready to play. My God, we got Rashaad, we got Rashaad, we got Rashaad. Fuck you, haters. Fuck. Ooh.
used to play defense, now he's on the O-line. It's Rashaad Coward.
For the microcast, 2 men gone. Wow, man.
Bears Bar, 100 proof.
We got Rashaad. Bears Bar.
Phil, did you send him the
Go put on your Bears Barroom baseball cap.
Send them
I
what?
was working on so much today to try to get this thing done. But fucking Dan needs to be in every one of my songs.
Yes. Yes.
Because originally I'm like, I'll put that in the beginning, like before the music.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, no, I'm fucking putting him in the song, and it timed up perfectly. It's a fucking masterpiece when you look back to it.
It is.
How it came together.
It is a masterpiece.
Diddy, Jer, Lil Nicky, Gaines singing backup.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as Dan's voice comes on, every time I fucking laugh.
Yeah.
He gets so amped up for Rashaad Coward. Oh my God, I love it. Wait till you hear the fucking innuendo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that one.
It's innuendo, you fucking dumbass. In his voice. Then I'm in a marching band mood. I don't know why. So I was searching for music by Biggie Smalls to put behind Dan saying Coward to get the Brooklyn, like Biggie. And then I'm like, why am I doing that? I'll put it in the fucking song. Mm-hmm. And it came out perfect. And then I put Adam Hoge's to a song that I found. The Notre Dame marching band played that song, Pompeii.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Oh, I just assumed that you were smart enough to make it the Wisconsin fight song.
No, that's not the Wisconsin fight song, because it sucks. The Wisconsin. That's the Packers have the Wisconsin band all the time. So I didn't want to put that energy on it. That's
Aldo,
exactly
I gotta ask you a
why
question. Do you feel like reaching through the screen and ripping the fucking gum out of Phil's mouth?
Yes.
Oh my God, dude, you're the worst gum chewer I've ever met in my life. It's like a fucking.
I'm an addict.
It's like a cow chewing grass.
You go through about 5 packs a day, right?
No.
3?
No.
2?
Maybe a half pack a day.
Get the fuck out of here.
Those Tridents.
Half pack? No way. You went through a half pack in the show.
No, I didn't. Where's the gum? Maybe I did. No, it's right here. This was 3 shows.
What is it?
Whatever.
Trident?
Trident.
Oh, I love this stuff, man. The pink Trident bubble.
Pink, huh?
I love pink.
Hey, when I was building the Open, I was looking through your Christmas songs to see if I could, use a Christmas song at the top. But they're all, dated because they're all Firefox or they're one, that would have worked.
You got to do Larry Mayer.
Yeah, that one would have worked. And Jordan Howard, if he was playing well or playing, given the opportunity to play well. But I listened to this one again because I just fucking love it, man.
Oh, yeah.
This was Shane's
in the ballroom. I know Shane's ready. I know Aldo's ready. Bears girl better be ready. I'll tell you right now. Let's go. Bar flies. Bears ballroom, watch out. The bar flies will cry. Black Monday has come. Ace Fox is the guy. Hell, this hole is gonna fall down. Oh yeah. Hell, this hole is gonna fall down. Yeah. Bears ballroom will tear that fucker down. Bears ballroom, watch out. The bar flies will cry. Black Monday has come. Ace Fox is the guy. Hell, this hole is gonna burn down. Oh yeah. Hell, this hole is gonna burn down.
Be a good
Bears ballroom will tear that fucker down. And the song pays when he
that song really, to me, captures our 2017 Bears Barroom season.
Yeah.
We latched on to this Firefox thing early on, and we were just we made so much fucking noise that I know Hallis Hall had to hear us. Who are these fucking guys criticizing us, singing about us and stuff? It was just a perfect song that is a metaphor for our 2017 Bears Barroom season. Really cool.
You gotta isolate the Bears fucking ballroom. You gotta isolate that, and you gotta use that.
Make it a drum.
Song.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you gotta use it in a song.
I gotta do Steph. So weird. She said tonight. She's like, "Are you gonna sing some Christmas songs? Because all the lyrics are dated now."
Up, Steph.
Yeah, right.
Just one.
You gotta do one or two. Yeah, definitely.
Gotta do one or two. You'll have to give me some ideas again. You guys were good at that.
Shane came up with a really good idea last year. Which one was it?
Probably about 90% of the ones that he sang.
No, you both had some really good ideas.
Yeah, I did the Glennon one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, you had the fucking George Michael one. I'm like, I can't work with this.
Oh yeah.
And someone else brought it up again. They're like,
Yeah.
This works perfect this year.
Which George Michael song?
Oh shit.
What's his Wham? It was Wham's Christmas.
Back
yeah.
He was a super gay phase.
Which one was it? What was it called? Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. The very next day.
He actually died on Christmas.
Did
he?
I don't know why I know that, but
I
he
fucking
did.
love George.
Hey, he died in his bed. My
talent.
sister was a huge Wham fan growing up.
Did she cry when they broke up?
No, she was like, do you remember Menudo?
Of course.
Yeah, they were like fucking bringing guys in, and then once they hit like 16, they fucking you're too
that
old.
That was
to
this
push them
dude.
up.
What was his name? He became the star, and then he's gay.
Ricky Martin.
Ricky Martin. He was in Menudo.
Most of those kids were being gang raped by their managers or shit like that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of that shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. I'm sorry. The way you said it sounded like that.
George Michael
What's wrong with child rape?
Yeah, there's a lot of that shit going on. If you hear it back.
I raped a short guy that opened up for Tribe Called Quest once.
Yeah, exactly. I fell asleep once with my buddy, and I was staying over his house in Brooklyn. I'm telling the truth. In Brooklyn, New York, and all of a sudden, I'm like, I wake up, and he's fucking sleeping, like spooning me, like next to me. I'm like, what the fuck is going? Like I lost my mind at his house. Like I didn't even know where the fuck I was in Brooklyn. I fucking ran outside. He's like, dude, I fucking passed out drunk. I was drinking Goldschlager.
We had a huge bachelor party at this is when I was single, at my bachelor pad. It was actually for my brother-in-law. And oh my God, I was like the only sober guy there because it was at my place. So I was paranoid that shit was going to get all fucked up. And it got so
Taco Bell all over.
It got so odd. I had this big flagpole at my house, and there was fucking blow-up dolls all the way up and all the way down it, just fucking blowing in the wind. And there was people just driving by my house that we didn't even fucking know, and they were just stopping because there had to have been probably 7,500 people there. It was crazy. But you talking about your buddy?
Shit.
My one brother-in-law got so fucked up, and somebody picked him up and took him into my bedroom and threw him down on my bed. So he was passed out. Well, finally, after the bachelor party ended and I'm picking shit up, it was probably 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. I finally got back inside my house, and I'm fucking just so tired. And I plopped down on my fucking bed. My brother-in-law's there, and I didn't even give a fuck at that point. Yeah, I had a big bed. And probably like 45 minutes later, we both fucking rolled over at the same time. We're fucking nose to nose. And he was so fucking drunk, and he wakes up and he looks at me. He's like, "Oh, fuck this." And he gets up and he fucking goes and grabs his fucking keys, and I'm assuming he drove home that night. He's not dead, but yeah, that reminded me when you said that you fucking fell asleep with your buddy. It's like,
I was
fuck
smoking
this.
fucking reefer.
There it is.
Oh, man, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Ooh, I think back to some of those days, and I just get tired thinking about it. Oh my God.
I hear
I was so naive to life, like, because I didn't drink in high school until
I did.
Like, my senior year, I was about to take a drink, and the cops rolled into this fucking backyard party.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking sprinted like Aldo smoked reefer through the fucking woods. I was like, literally, it's not even a joke. It's like Forrest Gump. I can remember the fucking fuzz of the beer, the foam, hitting my lip for my first beer. Like, and whoop, whoop, whoop. All these cops. The star running back, all I can hear is my fucking father's voice. I fucking run through the woods. I knew my way down the brook, through a tunnel, back to my house. I was like, got out of there. But I was so naive. And then I went to college, and it was like, holy fuck. Like, girls are taking off their top.
Yeah.
Coke.
Different world.
Coke.
Everywhere.
I don't even know what that fucking was. And weed. I didn't know anything about. I was like, everything was bad. So then weed, that introduction, that was like, oh my God, this is like an aphrodisiac to me.
Mm-hmm.
The heart wants what the heart wants, I guess.
Heart also wants what the dick wants.
Exactly. Holy shit.
I think back to some of that shit though. I said, oh my God. I had this buddy that in the summers used to work at this fucking grocery store. It's called the Big M. And he would work there, and he would, fucking sick. Yeah, it's called the Big M. It's actually still open. I know where it is. I'll have to pop a picture of it for you. But he would like work overnights there, so he had keys to get in and out.
Oh my God!
He was the only one there at night. Him and this other guy, Eric, and we were all friends. So he'd be like, "Yeah, swing by," and so he'd close the fucking place down. Well, he'd go back in and grab a fucking grocery cart and just start unload. There was no security, none of that shit at this little fucking, well, it wasn't little store, but he'd fucking fill a grocery cart up full of fucking beer.
Oh my God.
And the whole time he's like, yeah, just stand out front, make sure no cops come. I'm like, all right, cool. And then looking back at it now, I'm like, what the fuck was I going to do? The fucking cops came. I'm standing out front of this grocery store while my asshole friend's in there with 2 grocery carts full of fucking cases of Jenny Ice.
My God.
Worst beer ever.
Jenny Ice.
Someone please spell this word for me.